Yo, what is going on, chat? It has been a bit. How's everyone doing? You appreciate the 25 months there. Garchomp, the 9 months doubles. Prime sub there coming in from FHA. Over to the Rat Pack. We're all out of water. We got plenty of pineapple. You appreciate the 12 months there, Sonny. Appreciate 32 months. Dylan's are 21 months. Golden Face. 41 months. Tier 2. Eevee. Have you heard the myth of AzulGG? Rumor has it he was a famed Pokemon player who got lost in a sewer somewhere, and his pack never heard from him for like 2 weeks. Anyway, Mr. Ratcrats on the dub. Appreciate it, Eevee. Appreciate 18 months there, Brendan. What is going on, chat? It's been a little while. Been busy traveling, but I'm back. Yeah, it's been a little while. Actually, this reminded me of something. Yeah. You appreciate 22 months there, Salami Bear. Appreciate the 15 months there, Yoshi. Appreciate the 34 months, Doom. Appreciate all the support as always, chat. Yeah, I've been busy traveling. I mean, this last weekend I was in Knoxville, and the week before that, or leading up to that weekend, I was in Sarasota. CGC had me and the rest of the team down to their facilities down there to do like a little bit of a Pokemon invitational thing, which was fun. I'll make a post on Twitter about a little bit more later. And then, am I gonna VOD review the championship that happened in Japan? Probably not. Probably just maybe we will. I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't mind watching some of it, to be honest, and see what they're cooking over there. And then, yeah, I was down in Florida, the CGC facilities, and then from there went to Knoxville. And the week before that, I was in Australia for like a week. Was I there for over a week? I don't know. It's been like two weeks and a half since I've streamed, right? It's been at least 2 weeks. Appreciate the prime sub there. Marcos was the Rat Pack. We're all the cups. We got plenty of cardboard. Appreciate the 4 months there, Sis. Knoxville was awesome. Friend tied you in round 1 of day 2. Did I tie in round 1 of day 2? I forgot I played against round 1. Yeah, I did tie round 1 day 2, yeah. Appreciate 33 months there, Fanta. Appreciate the 12 months there, Clubbin. But yeah, I've been traveling a lot. Yo, what's up, Slap? Appreciate the 34 months, my dude. Yeah, we're gonna start today with Bochum. I don't know how you say it. And then we'll do Knoxville next, and then maybe I'll VOD review Japan. I didn't really plan on it, but or maybe we'll do like Bochum, Japan, and then Knoxville. I don't know. Maybe I won't VOD review Knoxville. I definitely want to do Bochum. Now I kind of want to do Japan. Maybe I won't VOD review Knoxville. I don't know. I'm potentially leaving on Tuesday for Vancouver regionals because I am driving up there. So I'm leaving like a day early because I'm not gonna we're not doing the full drive in one what's it called stop in Portland, but I am driving to Vancouver regional, so I'm either gonna be leaving on Tuesday or Thursday, I think, for Vancouver. So yeah, appreciate 26 months there, Del Cookie. Appreciate 36 months, Willie. Excuse me. Appreciate the prime sub or tier 1 sub there. Prime of Boss. Welcome to the Rat Pack. We're all out of doors, but we got plenty of roof. The current Japan Meta Trophy, what we get, yeah. It'll be interesting. It would be interesting to take a look at. The top 16 was really interesting, actually. Yeah, the top 16 was actually really interesting because there was no. Am I playing the Gargalon? No Gargalon for me. I finally just play the best deck. You'll win all your Lugia mirrors. No, probably won't. I mean, I'll win some of them, but yeah, I plan to do all rounds of Bochum. Where's the other IC trophy? It's in his box still. I was eating Ty's deck. I did see Ty's deck, yeah. The Mew arc peak. I just don't understand the. I have to look at the list a little bit more, but I just don't understand the point of the Mew. Like, what is the Mew gonna help you find? Just evolution, intense, quick ball, and I guess there's battle VIP pass in the list. I guess you're just like trying to be as consistent as possible. I assume that's the. You appreciate the 9 months there though for his. You hate Chile to celebrate me winning. There's no better way to celebrate. What about the Mew flying peak from Mahone? I want to take a look at that. There's a lot of decks that I actually want to play around with, to be honest. Yeah, a lot of cool innovation. Well, there's no really cool innovation in Lugia. That's what kind of happened with the Irida, but yeah, the Mew innovations from Sander and Mahone were kind of cool looking. There's some decks I want to take a look at for sure. You'll appreciate the 54 months there, the lock. Yeah. I mean, the build from Mahone seems like okay. I don't even know if it's very good, to be honest. Like the Flying Pikachu. I mean, it definitely helps your Lost Box matchups. I guess in my head, I'm like thinking like, because I played Kyogre at the event, I'm like, I probably just still win with Kyogre. But against other builds of Lost Box, I'm sure it's like better. The Kyogre build, it probably doesn't change too much. Too much, to be honest. Are there any Guardy lists I like for EUIC? Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked at that at all. I haven't worried about the new set coming out at all. I mean, I'll take a look at the Japan stuff. What I was saying was yeah, the top 16 from Japan was interesting because it didn't have like it was just 4. Oh, there's one Tina. I was gonna say there was no Tina Lost Box, but there was one. This wasn't on here yesterday. But it's just Lost Box or Lost Zone decks, Guardy, Mew, Lugia. And Tina was like the hyped deck, it sounded like, going into this tournament. But maybe that's why it didn't do as well, because like people were just trying to counter it a little bit too much. But before this Tina was on here, it was just literally a 4-deck meta. It was just Lost Box, Mew, Guardy, Lugia. Yeah, I don't see any Palkia. Although Palkia is like a deck. No Miraidon. Is this our post rotation format? Yes, I think this is the exact same format, right? This is literally once our rotation hits, this is the exact same format, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's anything different. Yeah, I don't think there's anything different. They might have like a couple more cards than we do, but I don't think so. Yeah, no Oink in the top 16. Yeah, the good cards. I mean, the good cards from this format are still, which is, you know, to be honest, isn't like a bad thing. I almost feel like Mew, Lugia, and Lost Zone decks being the best decks in the format, I actually don't feel like is a bad thing, because like one thing I've kind of talked about with like EXs coming back has been like, maybe EXs will just suck until we hit another rotation, and then it'll be like just like the level will just get kind of like they're kind of trying to pull back the power creep a little bit. So maybe they'll just suck until maybe the EXs will just suck until the next rotation, which is like fine. Maybe like one EX from each set will be like okay, and then once rotation hits, a bunch of them become good all of a sudden. Once rotation hits again. So like maybe just like Guardy's the good one from this set, and then we'll get like one good EX from the next set, and like the format will be like maybe kind of meh for the whole time until rotation hits, or who knows? Maybe the next set will just be like just kind of be huge. And maybe this format isn't quite as developed as it looks like as well, right? Like only Japan has gotten their hands on the card so far. I don't know. They always kind of play some funky stuff as well. Like they just kind of deck build a little bit different. I think it's fair to say that Japan deck builds a little bit different than the rest of the world, for sure. And part of that probably has to do with them playing a best of 1 format versus a best 2 out of 3. I would definitely say like that's probably part of it, a little bit. So yeah, I think that's like fine. That was a big deal. What decks do you think are good in Lugia right now? Like Rope and I would probably play Cologne because I think Arctur is pretty good right now. Yeah, I'd probably play Cologne in Lugia right now because Arctur. I'd play it for the Arctur matchup, but of course it doesn't hurt to have against Aerodactyl or everything like that. A big thing is that they get way less time to test than the rest of the world. Where we get, it seems like they had the cards for quite a while though, Locke. Because like I saw Hegster tweeting about like decks and like playing in tournaments and stuff for like a while now. I feel like they've had the set for a while. Of course, we get to work with their information plus the brain power of everyone else in the rest of the world when we get it. But so we get like a little bit of yeah, we get the information boost, right? Like we get all of Japan's information from the results of their tournaments, plus we get all the brain power that hasn't been working on cards as much as well applied to that. That's the thing. Unfortunately, dude, I'm just like, how ready is PTCG Live going to be by the time? Like it's coming out at the end of the month. It's like this is the scary part. They have a month. I mean, who in chat has played on PTCG Live recently? Does it feel like if they dropped Scarlet and Violet today, how functional would it be? Man, I'm about to fly out like I'm about to fly out right before set release and just go play tabletop games with Mahone. Because even though like PTCGO wasn't great, like I mean when a new set dropped, you were confident you'd be able to play the cards pretty reasonably most of the time. There were sometimes on release bugs, but besides 2 matches that couldn't connect at the beginning. And they're also going to have, like, are they going to be able to deal with the influx of players, right? Like, there's going to be a massive influx of players that aren't playing PTCG Live now that will be playing PTCG Live on Scarlet Violet release. Like, will the servers and, like, all that stuff be able to handle the influx of players as well? It's like another thing we potentially have to deal with, besides just a new set release. Every new set release has always come with, like, massive bugs as well, right? I don't think there's been a set release on PTCG Live where there hasn't been a ton of bugs, so... Like, bugs that affect, like, Tier 1 cards. Most players available to play on release for PTCGO streamers. That's true. Everyone else is on the trade market, making the trade market take forever to load. It is fair, Dillinger. There's going to be a massive influx of players going to PTCG Live come the end of March. They just had an update the other day, and Trust Your Pilot was testing out some old bugs, and they were still there. Love to hear it. Yeah, this is the scary month. Hopefully they can pull it together over the next 4 weeks, but... By far the most annoying thing I've experienced in live is not being able to access the battle pass after playing a game. No massive game-breaking bugs lately. That's good to hear. What's it called? Arctur over AzulGG. Yeah, I would play Arctur over AzulGG because I don't think there's a way to get AzulGG. There's no, you can't. I feel like it's almost impossible to solve AzulGG's bad Lugia matchup or unfavorable Lugia matchup. Where I think Arctur is, I don't know. Arctur is probably slightly favored against Lugia. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just another 50-50. And then if they have Cologne, then you're unfavored. I think for sure, but I don't know. If we give 1,000 monkeys access to the live code, they would eventually fix the bugs. We'd get there eventually. Would we get there at the same time rate? Like by the time that it takes the PTCG Live developers to fix the bugs, would the 1,000 monkeys get there at the same time? They're probably cheaper too. They could probably hire, for how much they probably pay the PTCG Live devs, they could probably hire like 10k monkeys, right? Like take care of 10k monkeys You know, build them a nice habitat. You know, the monkeys wake up every day. Go to code some PTCG live. What if we asked Chat GPT to code it? It's probably not good weather for monkey. They would have to like build a habitat because the TPCI offices are up in Seattle, right? That's probably not great weather for monkeys, right? It's cold up there, so they would need to have like they need to build like a warm, well, like a warm habitat kind of type place. That's fine though. Build like a dome. That might cost more than what they pay the PTCG Live developers, to be honest. We'd have to give them jackets or jackets, sure. Yeah, they would need like a lot of warm clothes. Have they said they haven't? Developers haven't said anything about like a big update coming before. I mean, I think we should assume that there's going to be a big update before Scarlet and Violet releases, right? To try and make the game as functional as possible for the massive influx of players coming over. Yo, appreciate 31 months there. Mask. Bananas are fucking expensive. What do you mean bananas are, dude? That's like the, well, I don't know where you live, Dylan. I don't. Bananas might be. Bananas are like the cheapest. Like, are bananas literally the cheapest food? Like volume to dollar ratio. Like bananas are like so cheap. I guess maybe like rice and beans could be up there as well. Yeah, rice and beans and bananas. You can grow bananas in Cali. Yeah, true. You can't. Well, that's, yeah. Bananas are expensive for you, Dylan. They're probably not that expensive in Seattle though. Yeah, we could get the. It's easier to get the bananas from California to Seattle. Rice and beans are way cheaper. Are they? Bananas are like pretty cheap. Like it's like a, like I got a, like you can get like 6 bananas for like 125 or something. Every time I get bananas at the, like I eat a lot of bananas. Every time I get bananas at the grocery store, I'm always blown away like how many bananas I'm getting. Like a thing of bananas, like 5 or 6 bananas, like $1.25 or something. Bananas are super cheap. That's why does Amazon give their employees free bananas? So we're gonna be driving the, yeah, I can live stream I can be driving the banana truck from Cali to Seattle. I'll live stream it. Out of tofu is like $1. Is tofu cheap as well? If tofu just didn't taste so bad, man. See, bananas taste better than tofu. Ramen has to be the biggest bang for your buck. Not healthy, but cheap. Yeah, if only like ramen was like a little bit more, like at least calorie efficient. Ramen is just like, it's not good for you. There's like no nutritional value, and it's not even that good like calorie wise for how much you actually eat. Yeah, ramen is just like an L. You appreciate the 100 bits there. Make love. No war turtle. Seasoned tofu. Tofu kind of takes on the flavor of whatever you season it with. Yeah, maybe I'm just like, see, like I do like I'm like lazy with the cooking. Like, yo, appreciate 20 months there, newbie. Like my meal prep is chili, and then the other thing I'm doing is doing just like chicken and rice. But like, I buy like one of those chickens that are the rotisserie chickens from the grocery store. Those things are so good. It's not that expensive either. It's like $7. And then I put that with some vegetables. Like my meal prep is like minimal. I still put like minimal work into my, because like I do crock pot, chili, and then chicken and rice. Like, what am I way to like? How do you cook tofu? Do you cook it on the stove? I said, yeah, I'd have to. Yeah, but tofu by itself tastes pretty bad. But I do like fried tofu. Like fried tofu is super good. That shit is good. If you think tofu is bad, you're bad at cooking. Yeah, I just need to like just put tofu in the chili. Nah, air fryer is easy. Yeah, air fryer tofu seems probably good. Thought I was the lasagna man. Yeah, but that takes way. I like lasagna. I love lasagna, but it's so hard to cook. Like it takes so long. Usually pan fried on the stove. Yeah, yeah. I'd probably have to go with that. I just don't like I don't like to spend too much time doing the cooking stuff. pre-made lasagnas, but those are, like lasagna in general is not too macro friendly anyway to begin with, so I avoid it. Tofu's ass. Nah, there's like fried tofu's good. I'm sure you can do, but like by itself, you can't just eat. That's the thing is like I like to like when I cook, I like to like do minimal effort. So like if I'm cooking tofu, I'm not trying to like cook tofu. You know what I'm saying? Costco at the $5. Yeah, those things are insane. The $5 rotisserie chicken at Costco, insane. It just tastes so good. You appreciate the 45 months there, Gugats. Air fry guarantees it cooks evenly and gets that outside crispy. Use a spray oil, 15 minutes, 350. All right, Uncle. Next time I'm going out of the way to try and cook up the tofu, I'll go for it. I'll try it. All right, I think let's get into this VOD review. We got round 1. Actually, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Check. Give me 1 second. We'll get into this VOD review. Finally, we'll start. I had to catch up with chat for a little bit. Tofu's literally a sponge. Just press the water out and put it in chili slow cooker to absorb the chili. What is the macros on tofu though? Is it's not? There's no way it's like better than tofu review. How much protein is in tofu? Because I usually do ground turkey in my chili. Let me look up the tofu macros real fast. $100 of tofu, 73 calories, 8 grams protein. Let's see. Ground turkey macros. Actually, it's pretty similar to be honest, because 100 grams of ground turkey has 150 calories. It looks like. So 100 grams of tofu has half the calories and half the protein, but you could eat twice the amount of the tofu to get for the same amount of calories and the same amount of protein, and you have to eat twice as much tofu. But how much is it? How expensive is tofu? I guess I've never really like looked at tofu. So it's actually pretty close to ground turkey, to be honest. It's less unless what I just googled is wrong, of course, but usually I think like it's pretty good. We want to eat that much sponge? I mean, if tofu, if it tastes fine, if it doesn't taste as good as ground turkey just like by itself, but if I put the tofu in the chili, then it might taste fine. You appreciate the 5 months there, Cantan. Appreciate 22 months there, Hollywood. Chat GPT for how to cook tofu. It would probably come at you. It would probably come up with like a reasonable way to cook tofu, right? There's no way it doesn't. Tofu isn't delicious. It's good if it's cooked. There's ways that tofu is just not that good. It definitely depends on how you cook it. My snack next event I go to is a hunk of tofu. You're just walking around the venue, munching on tofu. It's called tofu because it tastes like toes. Imagine you sit down across from your opponent and they're just like they're sitting down, like you show up, like you don't show up late to your round, but you know you show up towards the end of like the time to set up, and your opponent's just eating a hunk of tofu while they're waiting for you. Your opponent opens up their double deck box, and in one side is their deck, and the other side is just a chunk of tofu. I actually had a meme that I wanted to do. This was way back in like 2017 or something. Like I wanted to get on stream and open up my double deck box on stream and have one side be my deck and the other side be a bag of beans. I never made it happen though. Tofu fake out. Only if it fits the dimensions exactly. I mean, that'd be easy. You can just cut the tofu. You can cut the tofu and make it work, right? Yo, appreciate the tier 267 months there, also. You could cut the tofu to fit in the double deck box perfectly easy. And then eat the beans? No, just have the beans be there in my deck box. Can't wait to get deck checked with a block of tofu in your second. That would be very funny, actually. Are mid-game snacks allowed? Yeah, imagine if you're just like, imagine like, you know how you can like, the only thing that I can think of is you can ask it like for a bathroom break, or like if you need to re-sleeve or something, you can ask for like a time extension for a bathroom break or a re-sleeve in the middle of a round. Imagine if you could do like a snack break in the middle of the round and you and your opponent like whip out like a picnic blanket and stuff middle of the round. You're like, can we get a 20-minute or can we get a 15-minute, 10-minute snack break real fast? And the judge is like, all right, yeah, sure. And then you whip out a picnic blanket and you start setting up your picnic. Have a picnic with your opponent real fast in the middle of the round. And then get back to the game. Ashton Cox won VGC LAIC in 2017 with a pineapple as his good luck charm. Oh, he just had like a actual pineapple with him. Love this idea. Maybe that's what we should do. Instead of lunch breaks, every player gets a they're allowed to take a snack break in one of their rounds. Yeah, instead of we like remove lunch breaks. And to be honest, like at OCIC they had no lunch breaks. They had no lunch breaks at OCIC. Or no lunch break at OCIC. And to be honest, I actually didn't hate it. I think they had one in day 2, but that's because they had so much time to work with. But in day 1, they did no lunch break at OCIC, and despite it being super cramped and sweaty in the venue, I kind of liked it, to be honest. I kind of liked the no lunch break. And everything just kind of progressed faster, moved smoother. The lack of food was a little bit like not annoying, but like I was hungry, but see, I brought some protein bars or granola bars or something, so like I wasn't super hungry. Like I was like fine. But I didn't mind the lack. It kept the tournament just moving smoother, to be honest. Like just kept going. There was like a ton of places to like get food around there too as well. I don't know if it's correct or incorrect, but I don't know if it's correct or incorrect to have a lunch break or not. But I mean, both ways feel good, to be honest. Getting to have a lunch break is nice. Not having a lunch break also didn't like feel terrible. And there's definitely been regionals and stuff in the past where there's been a lunch break. So yeah. All right, give me 1 second, chat. Then we're gonna get into this first round. Question of the superior protein bars. Quest bars are really good. They're just really expensive, man. If they weren't so expensive, I mean, I guess that's like you're paying for the quality, right? I just get pure protein bars. The one that tastes the best is like the salted caramel. I think that's the one it's called. That one like tastes like a high quality bar. But I mean, all the other pure protein bars taste like chalk. But the how much they cost versus the protein per calorie ratio is like really good. That's kind of cool. But yeah, Quest bars are really good. They're just they're just like too expensive. Yeah, I can't get behind them. The other protein bars that I regularly are the MetaRx bars. But I only eat those when it's like I eat those as like basically a meal replacement because they're so big. I don't usually like eat those normally, but I keep a couple on hand just like for when I'm on the go, when you run, because they're like big ass fucking bars, and they are more expensive than pure protein bars, but they're so much bigger. It's just like it makes it up for the size. It makes up for it. When is the move to live? The end of the month, coming up. Got 4 weeks. Cliff Builder bars. Cliff bars are okay. They're somewhat they're so high in calorie for how much volume there is though. They're just like they're definitely more like a meal replacement bar than just like a snack. Or if you're actually going, climbing cliffs. Something like that. On PTCGO till then? Yeah, I mean I don't see a reason to switch. I'm not gonna switch until Scarlet Violet drops. There's no reason to. PTCGO is still the superior way to play Pokemon TCG online right now. Yeah, definitely the superior way to do it. Yeah, it's still the superior way. It's still the superier way. PTCGO is still superior. But hopefully that changes with Scarlet and Violet drop. I hope it does. Like I hope they release a huge update on PTCG Live when Scarlet and Violet drops, and it makes it as good at least as PTCGO. But I am not holding out hope. Yet we can only hope. We can only hope. Hopefully though. Hopefully. My guard yesterday feels okay right now. Feels slow, like game actions take too long. Yeah, that was like my biggest problem, to be honest, Mask, is like if you took if you took one game of Pokemon and you made the exact same amount of actions on PTCG Live as PTCGO, it would take like 1.5 times as long. Like you play less games of Pokemon on PTCG Live than PTCGO, and PTCGO already had a problem of games not being fast enough. So moving to Vegas, but probably not till the end of the year. I think is our current plan. I'm new to TCG, but I've been playing VGC. What would you recommend for a deck for a newer player? If that, I mean, just whatever you think is enjoyable to play. Just like look at whatever seems cool to you and then play it. That, to be honest, you appreciate 30 months there, Kioxable. Appreciate the 15 months there, Smoke One. Yeah, whatever looks like fun for you to play. I wouldn't like. Yeah, I would say maybe stay away from Lost Box. I guess. Yeah, I'd say stay away from Lost Zone decks. But then like Lugia, Mew, Regis is probably like I would say Regis and Arctura are like, but they I don't know, they seem like they'd get boring pretty fast. So I don't know if I would like recommend Regis, or I guess Regis is a little bit more enjoyable than Arctura. Yeah, I don't know. See, I could never play. See, for me it's a little bit different than some people. I feel like for sure. Because some people have like their deck, and I think a lot of that does with how much Pokemon some people play versus how much Pokemon I play. Like I play a lot of Pokemon, or just like look at a lot of Pokemon and do a lot of Pokemon stuff compared to most people. So like a lot of people have like their one deck that they play. But I would say, yeah, kind of just go with whatever looks most enjoyable. I would say guys stay away from Lost Zone decks though would be the only thing I'd recommend. I don't think you like really have to go play a Reggie or an Arctura even if you're new, even though they probably are the easier decks to pick up and get a hang of their strategies against matchups and stuff. But I would say that's true, but I would say I don't know. Whatever looks most enjoyable to you, for sure. I think Lost Box gets easier after Scoop Up rotates, right? Yeah, it doesn't be easier to play after Scoop Up rotates for sure. Easier to play or easier to beat? Probably both, to be honest. You appreciate the 51 months there, Tyrant. Appreciate the 25 months there, Wilby. Vigavolt, I've seen mixed things online, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, Vigavolt's solid. Vigavolt's solid right now. That's definitely one of those decks that can definitely become not very good in a meta, but I don't think... I mean, this meta's not changing anytime soon, so... I would say Vigavolt's probably is still pretty solid play. Oh, does anyone know is... That's what I want to ask. Does anyone know... shoot, what was I going to say? Does anyone know if... What is the, tournament? Oh, is Perth Regionals being streamed? And also, what time... If Perth is being streamed, does anyone know what time it's being streamed? We changed formats in April? Yeah, we changed formats in April, yeah. Everything with Tina doing good in Japan? Well, not at the most recent tournament. There was just one in top 16. Scoopnet rotating makes Sableye slightly stronger as well. Oh, yeah. Lost Box mirrors sound terrible with Sableye rotating. That'd be interesting, actually. Or not Sableye rotating, with Scoopnet rotating. That's interesting, actually. Yes, Perth. Does anyone have any info on Perth regionals? Like, I know it's this weekend, but is it being streamed? And if it is being streamed, what time is the stream? Because I was maybe going to try and... like watch party it. You appreciate the 14 months resub there, Tanner. Yeah, I was gonna maybe try and watch party it if it was possible, but I don't know if it's being streamed at all or not. Parasol and Wash also gone. Sableye pop. Yeah, Sableye's gonna pop off for sure. It's gonna take. Yo, appreciate the 5 gifted there. Golden Face. Over to Ancient Head, Tommy, Max, Justin, and Tartarus. Welcome all back to the pack or to the pack. I appreciate the support a ton, Golden. Fresh out of desks, but we got plenty of lemonade. Perth is 16 hours ahead of Cali, so it's... I do that math in my head right now. 10-6, so it's 6 a.m. there right now. 6 a.m. there right now. So theoretically start in like 2 hours, I guess. Or... I would maybe be able to stream it, to be honest. If it 5 p.m. Friday the stream would start, I would actually be able to stream it. I'd actually be able to watch party it. Yeah, I would actually be able to watch party it if they actually have a stream. But I just don't know if they have a stream, actually, to be honest. That's kind of the question. Yeah, well, I will watch party it if they do have a stream. Hopefully they have a stream. Kind of sucks for them to not have a stream, to be honest. I feel like every major Pokemon tournament should have a stream at this point. Maybe they'll just do... What did they do last time? Didn't they just stream the top 8 last time? I mean, even that would be something to watch, I guess. It was 8. Or they did top 8. I think they did top 8. All right, let's get into this. Round 1 of Bochum regionals. Got Nico with the Mew, with the Poncho. The Poncho is prized. And then we've got Pedro. And actually, the Poncho could be kind of important in this matchup. Because you could have only one Mew VMAX in play that Pedro could go after with the Drapion, and then just kind of never put it in the active, and then Pedro can't boss it. So you can have access to it later. Like Psychic Leap down to 1 Mew VMAX or whatever. And Pedro playing Lost Box, 2 Psychics prized, and I believe Pedro's playing pretty much the exact same list that they played at OCIC. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up Pedro's list real fast. I'm curious how many... I think Pedro only played 2 Psychic. So Sableye is pretty important in this matchup because that can be how you get your first 2 prize cards is like Sableye plus Greninja. You go Greninja, 2 Genesects, Sableye takes 2 knockouts, and then you go Drapion, Sky Sealstone, and then you draw 4 prize cards that way. So that's all 6 of your prize cards. So both Psychics prize for Pedro, which means Pedro might have to do it the other way around. Pedro might have to go Greninja, Drapion for 4, and then Sableye after you get a Psychic off the prize cards, which does open it up so that Nico can Roxanne you. So with the way the prize cards are, it could be a little bit awkward for Pedro. And we'll see who's going first. And both players want to go first in this one. And it looks like Nico did. I actually really like, the thing I noticed, I was actually going to talk about this, I really like the mat, whatever this is. I don't know what this is. It's a little bit awkward. I would like to be able to see both players' decks. It does feel a little, the camera feels crooked. The camera feels off. But I like this. I don't. What is this mat that they're playing on? I do like the mat that they're playing on, to be honest. So pretty good start here from Nico. And Nico's game plan is just going to be try and never have a VMAX in your active. If you can. The one awkward thing about that is Pedro does play the Raikou. So if you like set up a Mew V or something, then Pedro's going to KO your Mew V with Raikou, and then you have to respond to the Raikou with a Mew V Max, and then Pedro's just going to go Drapion Sky Seal Stone. So, I do kind of like the table they got going on here, whatever this is. So yeah, that's going to be like, Nico's, you probably just want to use Mew V Maxes in the early game, and you probably want to combo Mew V Max. Whenever you can go like Judge, you definitely want to leave a Mew V Max in the active. Oh, Nico's actually playing the Meloetta build. Okay, that actually changes things up for Nico, because that allows Nico to be like aggressive with the one prize Pokemon. I don't know the timings of when Nico wants to attack with Meloettas in this matchup, to be honest, but I'm sure there is certain times. Oh, not a very aggressive start here from Nico at all either. Just VIP pass, quick ball. And it's possible Pedro actually gets a turn 1 hit with a Cram into a Genesect, which is that's actually like a super big... so it's a lot of damage to have in play for Pedro to take advantage of later on to get those first 2 prize cards or last 2 prize cards. Opens up with the Primate Wisdom. I'm pretty sure Pedro did have a Battle VIP pass in hand, so Pedro just trying to potentially draw a basic Pokemon before. Pedro potentially trying to draw a basic Pokemon before using the Battle VIP pass with the Guru, so that way you just get more basic Pokemon set up. Because if you use the Battle VIP pass first, then you take 2 Pokemon out of your deck, which means when you use the Primate Wisdom, you're less likely to see a basic Pokemon. So just trying to maximize basic Pokemon here. Nico's first tournament ever, though. He was shaking like crazy, super nervous. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Pedro definitely probably has the experience advantage for sure in this one, then. You'll appreciate the 7-month resub there, Manny, and the 24 months, Rashawn. Double Battle VIP pass from Pedro. All right, so really good start. Like I said, wants to get a Cram hit here. It was a really slow start from Nico, though. So these are like the kind of situations where like you could debate going with an early Drapion as Pedro, but it's like a little bit risky, because then if Nico just has the Lost City plus Return Knockout, then you kind of like start to crumble from there. So like if you can get away with it, if you think your opponent doesn't play Lost City or you know they don't, then actually going for a Drapion hit here, I don't hate from Pedro, but it's hard to make that call. Like almost every Mew player plays Lost City, so. Comfy use. Cram versus Sableye. You kind of have to keep the Sableye here. I'm pretty sure it's Cram versus Sableye there. It could be Manaphy. No, it's Cram versus Sableye. Got to keep the Sableye here. Like I said, you got to find those 2 prize cards. Sableye is a great way to find them. There's an Escape Rope. Mew sent up. So this is unfortunate for Pedro. You really don't want to Escape Rope here. You want to hit the Genesect here. But you don't really have a choice if that's your only way to get from Comfy to Comfy. Finds the Colress now, finally. So he's going to get to the 4 in the Lost Zone. Is going to hit the Mew for 110. Maybe Pedro could find another Escape Rope here, but I'm pretty sure Pedro went down to 3 Escape Ropes. So there's no more Escape Ropes from Pedro this turn. So this will mean that Pedro will be hitting the Mew, if anything, with the Cram this turn. Loses the Snorlax. The Snorlax can be a pretty big attacker in the game as well, because it does kind of force your opponent to play the game. Like one thing that can happen is Nico could theoretically get to a situation where they can just sit here and Psychic Leap over and over again. But if you punch them with a Snorlax, they can't really Psychic Leap as efficiently. They can Psychic Leap into the Snorlax, but then you have the Snorlax still set up. And then if like Pedro ever finds like Boss, you could like Boss a Genesect, hit it with the Snorlax, something like that. So Snorlax or like the Zamazenta can sometimes kind of break the Psychic Leap loop that your opponent's kind of going for. Zamazenta not as much, I guess, because if they Psychic Leap into your Zamazenta, you're only doing 100 damage. But it does mean they're not drawing prize cards and gives you time to kind of like get through your deck. There's a Switch Cart, Mirage Gate, and Water. You can usually give up a couple Mirage Gates in this matchup as well. You need like 1, maybe 2. You don't need a ton of Mirage Gates. And we'll see if... All right, there's the attach to the Greninja. So I think Pedro's going to choose to not punch with Cram here. Yeah, and there's the pass, which I think is fine. I don't know. The damage on the Mew can still be useful. So if you pressure this Mew, it makes it it kind of forces them to want to Psychic Leap a little bit more aggressively. And Pedro does play Zamazenta, so the Zamazenta could make appearance at some point, and then the Zamazenta would be able to get a 2-hit KO on the Mew VMAX. So the damage wouldn't be wasted if the Cram punched the Mew here. It is like a little bit more likely just to end up being wasted though, because like it would get Psychic Leaped, but it's not 100% wasted for sure. So yeah, if Pedro could have hit a Genesect, that would have been great. Not being able to hit a Genesect there, like hitting the Mew, it definitely is less value. So I think Pedro could have retreated there, chose not to retreat, or maybe I missed it and Pedro already did retreat. I think Pedro probably could have pulled off an attack with Cram here, but it's not a super high value hit. Not if they bench Oricorio, right? I mean, you could like KO the Oricorio with Sableye at some point, because like you theoretically could go like if they bench the Oricorio, KO Oricorio, KO Meloetta, KO the Mew. I guess you have one prize card left at that point, which doesn't feel great. But you could go KO Oricorio, KO Meloetta, and then Drapion, KO the Mew. If you force the Oricorio out of your opponent by hitting them with Cram, and then that forces the Oricorio out, so that way Zamazenta doesn't kill your Mew or KO your Mew, then you can go KO Oricorio, KO Meloetta, and then KO 1 Mew VMAX with Drapion to win the game. It's also like, I mean, yeah, because they play Meloetta Mew though, I don't hate saving the Cram because they are playing the Meloetta build, which means having your answer of Cram into Meloetta is just super efficient. And Pedro did Lost Zone their other Cram at the beginning of the turn, so. All right, Sparkle from Nico. Pedro making sure that Nico picks the targets first. And yeah, it's going to go to the Mew and the Genesect? I thought they even picked Meloetta. Am I trolling? Wait, did they pick Genesect? Interesting. Hold up. Let's go back and see what they said. They did pick Genesect. Interesting. So interesting choice to put it on the Genesect there. Now Meloetta is like not a super great attacker into the matchup in terms of efficiency, because you attack with Meloetta, and then Pedro could attack with Greninja, Cram, Sableye. There's so many things that knock out the Meloetta, but it does leave a one-prize Pokemon in your active, as opposed to a multi-prize Pokemon that Drapion can just kind of one-hit KO. So I don't think it makes a ton of sense for Nico to not put that energy on the Meloetta, because you want to have that option to have to be able to get a knockout for turn, but have a non-multi-prize Pokemon in your active. So I think definitely a mistake here from Nico. Here comes a Quick Ball. They had Judge in the hand alongside the Forest Seal Stone, though, so I don't really like this play from Nico. I think Nico probably could have just gone attach Forest Seal Stone to Genesect, draw 2, play the Quick Ball, play the Judge, continue to draw from there and build up for future plays. So Quick Ball away the Judge here, I believe. But basically, Judge is like what you want to be doing in this matchup is judging every single turn if you're not using Boss. If you don't think Boss is better. I think, did they actually Quick Ball away the Forest Seal Stone here? It might be the Judge in the hand. I didn't see what they actually Quick Ball. I just assumed it was the Judge, but they didn't attach the Forest Seal Stone before drawing, so. Choice Bell to the active. We don't know what other tool. We see they have the Poncho. We don't know if they have Parasol or I forget what the other one is. Parasol or Hero's Medal, which is something that sometimes Mew players play. Comes another draw with Genesect. Yeah, Nico definitely nervous. You can see him shaking in the camera. Well, you guys can't see it, but I can see it. Has the Melodious Echo knockout here, so should definitely take the knockout with Melodious Echo. There it is. Did not play the Judge, though. You definitely want to play the Judge here as Nico. You basically want to judge every single turn. Every time you think your opponent built up some kind of hand, you want to take the hand away. So Pedro here, probably going to look for the... I would imagine would look for the Greninja play here to hit both Genesects. Makes the most sense to me. And then look for the Mew knockout later on. Has the second Colress, so should be able to theoretically get up to 7 in the Lost Zone here. There's 5 right now, so yeah, we'll get to 7. But does also need to... Comfy. We'll get to 7. Oh, here's the Heavy Ball. Actually, this actually might make a big deal, because this actually shuffles up the Psychic Energy here for Pedro. So it's possible Pedro sees like a Psychic Energy sooner now. I don't know if that changes too much, to be honest. It's full read of the prize cards, though. All of their Escape Rope surprised. All of the Psychic Energy. The Roxanne. I forget what the last card was, to be honest. Oh, a Capture Energy, which is like the least relevant of cards, I think, of the cards. All right, Colors for 5. I said probably looking for the Greninja play here. You can go Greninja, hit both Genesects, and then Sableye will take the KO on one of them, but that'll have to be later because Pedro can't go Greninja into Sableye this turn because both of Pedro's Psychic Energy are prized. They actually can't do that line. So Pedro's play has to be Greninja, then Drapion for 4, then Sableye for 2, which I think is still a fine route for Pedro to look to take here. I think it's probably the best route for Pedro to take here. And yeah, here comes the Barrage Gate. Like I said, we'll probably see the Greninja getting loaded up here. Looks like that's going to be the move. Left the Metal Energy in the deck. I maybe would have liked to have seen the Lightning Energy get saved in the deck. I don't know if there's another Lightning in the deck or in the hand here for Pedro. Just have the option of the Raikou V at some point, potentially. I think that'd be, like, pretty reasonable to keep around the option of Raikou. Just, like, something to just, like, punch your opponent within the Mew matchup sometimes just feels good. Because you don't want to let them sit there and Psychic Leap over and over and over again on just, like, your low HP Pokemon. Another reason it's important for Pedro to actually get the attack off with the Greninja right now is because one of the strongest plays in this matchup for the Mew player is actually Lost City, Boss, or Double Cross Switch or KO Greninja, and then completely eliminates your option to actually attack with Greninja. So that's one of the Mew player's best plays, is to Lost City or Greninja as soon as possible. You can play around this a little bit on Pedro's side by like netting your Greninja out of play, but if you net your Greninja out of play and then you get judged, then all of a sudden to pull off the Greninja play to begin with again, you have to find the Greninja, get the energy on it. So you want to just use Greninja as soon as possible in this matchup as a Lost Box player before they Lost City it and do some shenanigans like that. So Luminion versus Colress here, goes for the Colress. Yeah, Illuminium is going to be tough to use under the paths that Nico will be putting down eventually. Another Comfey back into play. And that's also why the Cram is nice, to be honest, towards like the late game as well, potentially sometimes. To just have something to punch your opponent's Mews with. And it has a little bit more HP. If you're just leaving Comfey in the active turn after turn after turn, you could be in trouble. There's the Hard Retreat from Pedro. The Greninja's coming up, and then we should see the hits on. And the reason you want to hit 2 Genesect, like you could theoretically take out the Meloetta here from Nico. But if you do that, if you take out the Meloetta, and then you KO. Well, in this situation, Pedro's not going to be KOing Genesect first. Pedro might go for the KO on the Meloetta to potentially pull a Psychic off the prize cards. But if you go like KO a Meloetta and then KO a Genesect, then you can get Roxanne a turn earlier. And in this matchup, you can avoid getting Roxanne entirely. Pedro's not going to be able to avoid that, though, because Pedro did prize double Psychic Energy. So Pedro has to like draw prize cards first to even get to the point where you can KO the Genesect. Another play Pedro could make, though, would be to go Cram plus Boss KO a Genesect for the first 2, but then you lose the Boss, so that means Nico has full control over of ever putting a VMAX in their active, which at that point is when you need something like a Raikou or a Zamazenta to kind of force the Mew VMAX back into the active and have it stick there in the active so you can set up the Drapion play. Going to be aggressive with the Ordinary Rod here. I like this. Could have theoretically saved it to try and recover the Greninja after it goes down next turn, but Nico probably wants to try and Lost Zone your Greninja. And also probably is going to judge you. And yeah, Pedro's going to actually even be super aggressive here and set up the Zamazenta. Like, you just want to do something. Like, when your opponent is going into, like... Yeah, you just want to make sure you're always kind of punching your opponent's Pokemon is the way you kind of want to think about it. With going after the Zamazenta like this, though, it's possible Pedro could go after the Greninja play of knocking out the Meloetta, because if you go, like, knock out Meloetta, knock out Greninja, or Genesect, if the Zamazenta's going to come up and punch this Mew, then... you don't really need to go the Drapion route, potentially. But I assume we'll probably see the hit on the double Genesect. Another reason you want to hit both Genesects in this situation... Oh, goes for the Meloetta KO, actually. So another reason you do want to potentially hit both Genesects, though, is because some Mew players play Collapse Stadium. So if you only hit one Genesect, it's possible that Nico could fill up their board and then get rid of the other Genesect. So I'm not sure I like this play from Pedro, because like I said, Pedro's route here could be Genesect double Greninja... or Greninja double Genesect, then go Drapion for 4 on the Mew VMAX next turn or as soon as possible. Get the Psychic off the prize cards and go Sableye the turn after. Because even if you go this route as Pedro and you take the prize card, if you pull the Psychic and then go Sableye next turn KO Genesect, you're still getting Roxanne. Like, Pedro is still going to get Roxanne at that point. The goal of this matchup is like your goal wants to be draw 2 prize cards, then 4 to avoid Roxanne. But if you play it this way as Pedro, you're still going to get Roxanne. So even if Pedro pulls the Psychic Energy off the prize cards here, you KO the Genesect, but you're still getting Roxanne. But at that point, you have drawn 3, so you don't need Drapion plus Sky Seal Stone. You just need Drapion plus a way to remove Path to the Peak, most likely. So you will need 1 less card to pull off the Drapion play at the end of the game, I guess. And no Psychic grab there from Pedro. So Pedro is going to have to probably go the Drapion route here on this next turn. Or as soon as possible. Go with the Drapion play. Does have the option, like I said, Zamazenta could go Gust KO a Genesect. Zamazenta just punching Mew does set up some lines as well, as whereas, like, is Nico going to be able to Psychic Leap that Mew VMAX at that point or not? Who knows? And Nico does grab another Meloetta here. So he's definitely making that a priority. Did not play a Judge last turn. Like I said, like, we would have liked to have seen Nico play a Judge last turn for sure, I think. Tablet played. Attaches to Genesect. Once again, I don't like the setting up of the Genesect here from Nico. Probably should just attach to Meloetta. Probably should have honestly just grabbed another Mew V and put the double turbo on the Mew V, to be honest. That would have been the play, I think, for sure. Yeah, now you don't have a room for a second Mew V here. So now Pedro can take big advantage of this board state that Nico's creating here. And Pedro can just go... Now Pedro can just go aggressive with Drapion, knock out the Mew V max. It is possible the Meloetta could return KO it, I guess. But then you just go Sableye to clean up the game on the Genesect, which I guess like that was like the play always every time anyways. Yeah, you don't need this guy's Seal Stone, so that's always going to be the play, I guess, as well. So it makes it like a little bit cleaner. Yeah, because I guess Pedro had to go for Drapion. Almost always has to go for Drapion first no matter what. Not having to use this guy's Seal Stone. Yeah, the only thing you're afraid of here would be the Collapse Stadium. Collapse Stadium could make things difficult for Pedro, possibly. If the Collapse Stadium comes down to remove that 90 off that Genesect at some point. If Nico plays the Collapse Stadium as well. We don't know if Nico plays the Collapse Stadium. Another Cram. Tails again. Still has quite a few Genesect uses to go, though. And I think has the Forest Seal Stone, though, so... Tablet. So Ken definitely take the knockout here with Melodious Echo. I think that might be what Nico's going for. Once again, Nico's not disrupting the hand of Pedro, which is basically this whole matchup. The whole matchup is swing with Mew, try and avoid Drapion getting too many prize cards, and then disrupt your opponent's hand over and over and over. So like what Nico wants to do here is judge as much as possible into Roxanne as much as possible, and then hope Pedro can't pull together the plays. Because Pedro, if Pedro draws well, Pedro pretty much always wins the prize trade. It's almost impossible to not win the prize trade. So this turn for Pedro can just go for the Drapion. There's not even a great response set up on the board for Nico anyways to answer the Drapion. So Pedro's play here can literally just be Drapion, knock out the active, and then you could even, if Pedro could create bench space, Pedro could bench Sableye this turn as well. I think that'd be probably fine, as long as you have the training court around for the following turn. Here comes the Colress. Let's see if the Drapion will be found. Can find it with a Quick Ball or a Capture Energy. There's a lot of ways for Pedro to find the Drapion here. Gets rid of a Quick Ball and a Capture Energy, so I assume that means Pedro has the Drapion in hand. I think you would just go for the Drapion play here as Pedro. I guess I could see Pedro going with something else, but I don't think that makes a ton of sense. Goes to use the Training Court. Okay, so it's not saving that. Loads up the Zam. Or I guess maybe you could just swing with Zam here, actually, because there's no Psychic Leap potential from Nico, actually. So actually, no, I like this better from Pedro. I like to swing with Zamazenta here, because there's no Psychic Leap potential from Pedro. Or from Nico. Oh, no, but no, Pedro's going to go with the Drapion. I almost like that. Well, no, this makes more sense every time, though, right? Yeah, because you're not going to get Roxanne if they're going to use Fusion Strike system on your... Oh, it's just how does Pedro ever lose from here? I'm like trying to come up with a way that there's ever... I don't think it matters what Pedro does here, to be honest. Pedro could have hit with Zamazenta, could have hit with Drapion. It has Zamazenta set up and hits with Drapion. Like, yeah, draw 4 prize cards. Zamazenta KOs Meloetta. You're going to be able to have access to a Psychic Energy almost guaranteed right now. Pedro remembering to put the... something I forgot to do at OCIC. Pedro remembering to put the damage on the Guru from the Drapion attack. Gotta remember that. The card's not truly broken, but it's pretty good. Yeah, so this makes a ton of... Yeah, Pedro has the whole play. Drapion swing. Gets one of the Psychics off the prize cards. Has the Zamazenta sent up. Wait. Yeah, you can't do that. Nico just benched the Mew V. Can't evolve to the Mew V back. This is why Nico needed to bench the Mew V last turn. Like, actually, in this scenario, let's say Pedro did the exact same play, but let's say Nico had a Mew V on the bench, and then this turn, Nico was able to go... didn't bench the Meloetta as well. The Meloetta wouldn't be here. You know, bench a new Mew V, Roxanne, collapse Stadium away this Genesect. Pedro does still win with Boss plus Zamazenta, but Nico would be in like an okay spot at that point. The Drapion would still be in the deck. That would be, I mean, yeah, because you can't collapse and Lost City. I don't know if Nico plays the collapse Stadium, but Nico wouldn't actually be in a terrible spot at this point, to be honest. If Nico had benched the Mew V last turn, go to VMAX this turn, Roxanne, find Roxanne. I believe they still have their V-Star power available, so they should be able to find Roxanne. Find Roxanne, play the Roxanne, knock out the Drapion, and then also collapse Stadium away this Genesect on the bench. Yeah, Nico theoretically could be in a pretty good spot. But instead, it looks like Nico's not even attacking this turn. They attach the Fusion Energy to the Mew, which means they literally just can't attack this turn. So Nico's only play here... Actually, Nico needs to go Roxanne Path. Nico's play here is Roxanne Path at this point. Nico needs to find Path and find Roxanne. And play them both. That's Nico's only shot at winning or having a chance here. Yeah, I don't see another situation where Nico can have a shot. Well, and Nico just passes. Okay. So Nico's hand must... But Nico hasn't used 4 Seal Stone yet, right? Okay. Pedro wins game 1. Yeah, definitely... the nerves are definitely getting to Nico. You can see it shaking on the stream. It's fine. Everyone has their first stream game jitters or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, Nico definitely nervous, making some mistakes. I think Pedro even said in chat that it is their first tournament. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try and find the game here. All right, here we go. Game 2. Nico hopefully choosing to go first. The prize cards are not great to potentially be able to use Meloetta. Meloetta prized, 2 Fusion Energy prized, but has a Quick Ball. We'll be able to get a Genesect. Do play Roxanne. I wonder what else they play in the list as well. I'm actually kind of curious. You know they play the Roxanne. I doubt they play Collapse Stadium. Usually these Fusion builds don't have as much room for that kind of stuff. So I doubt that there's a Collapse Stadium in the list, to be honest. Or Seal Stone, and then has like 3 cards past that. Could have used 4 Seal Stone to grab a Battle VIP past there. I would have hated to see that. Really good start here from Pedro. Comfy, Colress. Just gonna open up with the Colress immediately here. Try and find some more options. Definitely probably wants to try and find a basic energy to combo with this Greninja, so that way you don't have to use the capture energy to potentially draw cards, because you want to save the capture energy to like find another Comfy. Okay, that's pretty good, I think. Cram and Gate looking like they're going to hit the Lost Zone. Cram is an attacker this turn, though. Yeah, Cram plus Escape Rope is really good here to get that damage on the Genesect, to be honest. So I like that keep there from Pedro. To keep the Cram. And now we'll probably see the Greninja use with one of these captures. That's fine. Has a backup capture now. Would have liked the basic energy, I'm sure, to work with. But, oh, wait, actually, hold up. No. Actually, maybe it's correct for Nico not to bench anymore. Well, no, you don't. You really actually want to bait out the, what's it called, aggressively, to be honest. I was saying maybe Nico didn't bench more Pokemon because got a basic energy this time for the second Greninja use. Yeah, maybe Nico didn't want to allow Drapion to be used, but you kind of want them to use Drapion early like this. So, oof, unfortunate. Oh, that's a really bad Comfy there from Pedro, because Pedro did prize 2 Colress. So that's there's no more Colress in the deck here for Pedro. I believe Pedro is playing a Birdkeeper this event, so we'll have that to work with, but not great. Quick Ball in hand here from Pedro. Thinking about giving up the Raikou. You do have to be careful of Echoing Horn. And I don't think Pedro would be able to fill up the bench here, to be honest. Actually goes with the capture to the Comfy to go ahead and grab themselves another Comfy. This sequencing is a little bit weird for Pedro's hand, to be honest. Could have gone with the capture onto the Greninja. So I feel like Pedro's just going to hard to treat this Comfy to the other Comfy here. Doing some prize checking here is Pedro. I'm going to probably... It looks like she was counting supporters, so probably going to realize there's no Colress left. But I think like I said, I think Pedro does play the Birdkeeper. So... And if Pedro can find like an early prize card, like I said, Pedro probably has this Cram Punch into the Genesect, which is going to be great. The Quick Ball would have been... It would have been nice to see Pedro use the Quick Ball here to get more Comfy uses used before getting judged, potentially. Raihan and Psychic did prize the second Psychic. I don't know if Pedro checked the prize cards there. That could be a big deal. Cram comes down. So just loading up to 4 and then playing the Escape Rope. But if Pedro had gone... Pedro theoretically... So Pedro's like floating a Net and a Switch card in the hand here. So if Pedro had gone Quick Ball, had found a reasonable Quick Ball target, plays the Quick Ball, gets a Comfy, then you could go Net... Yeah, you could have set up quite a bit more on the board here as Pedro. You could have gone Net Comfy, send up Comfy, Escape Rope into Comfy, use that Comfy, capture the Comfy, retreat that Comfy to Cram, and also get one more Pokemon into play like the Guru. So, yeah, I think Pedro probably should have tried to find... I think Pedro should have tried to find a Quick Ball target. It was a little bit tough, though, to be honest. I have to go back and look at the hand. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. I kind of want to find it. Yeah, this is the hand. You definitely want to Quick Ball here. Now, the dilemma is, what do you Quick Ball? I think you maybe could have Quick Balled the Switch card, actually, here as Pedro. You also kind of want to leave the energy in play on a Comfy. So the best target is definitely the Raikou. The problem with quick balling away the Raikou, though... Actually, is there a problem with quick balling away the Raikou? You go quick ball away Raikou, capture energy... you get a Comfy, capture energy for Guru. No, you would leave a bench space open, so then you could get Echoing Horned, which is why Pedro doesn't want to quick ball away the Raikou here, because then it could get Echoing Horned. And you also want to leave. You also want to leave the capture energy in play on the Comfy, actually, because then if you get judged, have a pivot set up all ready to go, which could lead to seeing like plus, one, even just seeing like +1 card off of getting judges could be a pretty big deal. We're seeing +2 cards if it's an extra Comfy use. You don't get to keep one of the cards though. Could have risked it here as Pedro got rid of the Raikou. Could have quick balled away the water. As well, but I guess you kind of want to keep the water to be able to use Greninja next turn. So I guess I don't hate Pedro holding onto the water as well. Yeah, it's just weird because then if you get judged from here, you just have like that many more switch cards in your deck. You've thinned out your deck that much. That's like one less Comfy. I think you don't have the Pokemon set up on the bench. See, Pedro's thinking about getting rid of that. You want to keep the water for the Greninja play next turn. Settles for just going for the capture like we saw though. And it does mean you float a net, which you really don't want to do. You want to use your nets aggressively to just keep your deck thinned out. Also, you got one less Pokemon in play set up here as Pedro, which Guru seeing +1 card, you never know when that's going to make a difference. Especially when you have 2 Culvers prized as Pedro, you never know when, that extra card is going to be a big difference maker to actually have a play on your turn. So if there is a judge here from Nico, I think it'll hit pretty hard, to be honest. Because the hand is pretty good still from Pedro, but it's only as good as you keeping it. So, like... not being able to use those extra cards this turn, get that much more in the loss zone to build towards that potential Greninja play on the next turn, could be rough. Speaking of rough, Nico's hand is also pretty rough. I think Nico probably should have used the 4 Seal Stone last turn to use the Battle VIP Pass to get some more stuff. There's a boss from Nico. I think we should have just seen Nico open up with 4 Seal Stone for Judge here, though. You usually have 4 Seal Stone for Judge here and just, like, get something cooking. Because now I think Nico's about to use 4 Seal Stone for a switch card here, which is not very good. And depending on how Pedro draws, Pedro might be able to actually just go Drapion KO. No, goes for a Quick Ball. Okay. Quick Ball off the 4 Seal Stone. I said 4 Seal Stone last turn. Actually, 4 Seal Stone last turn for a Ultra Ball or a Quick Ball maybe was the play actually instead. Goes for a Quick Ball here. Just going to grab another Genesect probably. And we'll start to see some cards getting drawn here. It's pretty likely that Nico probably finds a way to move a Genesect. But having already used Boss... Also, Boss is the Comfy instead of the Greninja, which I'm not a big fan of from Nico as well. I think if you're going to boss something here as Nico, you probably want to boss... You probably want to boss the Greninja here. Okay, Grammatic. Tails, one more Genesect for 2. If it leads to anything. I'm not playing anything down immediately. It's an Ultra Ball. Okay, Genesect again, this time for 4. There's no Genesect prize, so we know it's going to be in there. But yeah, probably should have bossed Greninja here, I think. Greninja's like the main Pokemon. It's a big a threat as far as an attacker goes. And then it's also, yeah, big attacking threat. And then also big draw power for Pedro. So, yeah, I would have liked to have seen the boss on the Greninja, I think, over the Comfy. Also, Pedro plays 4 Comfy, only 1 Greninja. So there's also just a possibility that Pedro just, like, gets into another Comfy this turn. There's an escape rope. That's a tough one from Pedro. Do you give up the Cram or do you keep the double Comfy? I think is the question here for Pedro. I think I almost like, because of Pedro's hand, I think you give up the Cram here and go for the Greninja play this turn. Goes for the Comfy, though. So it's going to be a lot harder to get to 7 this turn. This does only open it up so like that Pedro could like punch the active Mew VMAX, which just doesn't seem like it does a whole ton. I think Pedro probably should have shipped the... Cram there. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, hitting for some damage this turn would be nice, I guess, at the very least. But hitting a Mew VMAX with the Cram is usually... Like, there's a possibility just, like, it does absolutely nothing. Nico just Psychic Leaps away later and never puts them into a spot to be in trouble. Nico did put themselves down to only 2 Mews in board, though, with this play, going for this last Genesect. And this actually makes Psychic Leap a lot harder as Nico. So now Pedro can, like, do plays where Pedro kind of just, like, punches through the Mew VMAXs, and then it almost becomes impossible. Not impossible, but it makes it hard for Nico to ever Psychic Leap, if not impossible. You can even sometimes end up in a board state. Also a pretty awkward attachment there from Nico. Probably should have been on the bench Mew. It has to be a Techno Blast here from Nico to actually get the KO. Oh, did they play a tablet? I don't know if they ever played tablets. All right, Techno Blast, knockout. Comfy will be sent up here from Pedro, but only has 1 Comfy in play, so it's going to be hard to chain Comfys this turn. Has the water in hand. I'm sure Pedro's probably best play here. Probably the play that Pedro wants to go for here is the Greninja play. But punching through the active isn't as bad anymore this turn. We could see... does Pedro ever want to, like, Drapion this turn? Pedro could go Drapion this turn. Greninja next turn. Yeah, Pedro could go Drapion this turn. Greninja next turn. Oof, Birdkeeper versus the Sableye. That's a tough one. You really want to lose access to Sableye for the rest of the game. Probably fine with it if you are going to Drapion this turn. I think we might see Pedro Drapion this turn, to be honest. Like, Pedro can go Drapion and then Greninja KO Genesect, set up Genesect, and then Sableye close out that last Genesect. That's what we might see here from Pedro. We'll see, though. Also just hit with Cram. Like, hitting with Cram here isn't that... Well, it's pretty bad if you don't have the Sableye follow-up anymore to chase prize cards. It's not great. Another Comfy down. See what Pedro goes for. I think, in my head, Drapion seems like the best play here. I don't know if Pedro has... No, Pedro has a switch card in hand. So 1, 2, 3. Gonna get some more cards for some more options first. Yo, appreciate the 18-month resub there, Voodoo Child. And the 17 months, Carrot Sticks. And the 24 months, Bishop. And the 41 months, Irish. Appreciate it. All right, we're up to 7 now. I don't think the Greninja play is possible, though. There might be a... Also, drawing prize cards is pretty good here for Pedro as well. Because there is no... Oh, there is 2 colors prized. Finally gets the Guru with the Quick Ball here. We'll have the option of Primate Wisdom. I don't think the Sky Seal Stone is in the hand for Pedro. There's a Mirage Gate coming down. I do like using the Mirage Gate. Even if you attack with Drapion this turn, I still like using the Mirage Gate, getting Greninja loaded up, because it's really hard for Nico to ignore... It's really hard for Nico to ignore your Drapion if you go with Drapion here as Pedro. Even if there's energy on Greninja, I think you're always killing the Drapion, so... You can have the Greninja already set up, ready to go if you get Roxanne or Judged or anything on the next turn. Still a Primate Wisdom to come in here for Pedro as well, though. So we'll see what the Primate Wisdom goes for. Or potentially what Pedro gets off here to potentially do a different play. I don't know if this would ever change what Pedro does, though, what they get off the Primate Wisdom. It's still going to be the Drapion play. We'll see. The Training Court comes out. So no, it's going to go for the Greninja play instead, though. So Greninja here. Knockout, Genesect, and probably set up 90 on another Genesect. Well, actually, could still attack with Drapion here. I don't hate the... Well, no, I don't like the Drapion attack as much anymore, I guess, right now. Because... I guess I don't like the Drapion play too much right now. Because you got rid of the Sableye as Pedro. So you probably need to go Drapion for 4 here in this game. I guess you still have Boss as Pedro, so you could go, like, Drapion the active, Greninja KO, Genesect, hit another Genesect, and then Boss Cram KO, or Boss Zam or something KO. So I guess I don't hate that play still. But I think we're just going to see Pedro probably go for the Genesect and maybe bunch something else down. No, he's going to go for the Drapion. Okay. Has the Seal Stone. The one thing I don't like about this play, but I guess Pedro probably knows enough about Nico's list right now, is that I didn't like the Training Court from Pedro, because this does open up the possibility for Nico next turn to go, okay, Path to the Peak, Boss KO Greninja. And your Sableye is gone as Pedro, but I guess you have the Cram that can KO the Genesect, because you did get the Sky Seal Stone. So getting the Sky Seal Stone actually changes my mind on that a little bit, I guess. Because then if you have Boss in hand here as Pedro, if Nico bosses, then you just boss. I guess you don't know Nico's full list. So like Nico could have some crazy play like double cross switcher to the Greninja, Roxanne Path. Mew's pretty good at finding the cards that it needs. Then you Raihan Mirage Gate. Okay, if you have Raihan Mirage Gate, then I guess that works as well. You only use 1 Mirage Gate so far. Yeah, I guess it would have to be like a cross switcher plus Roxanne. Or catcher plus Roxanne. Yeah, it'd have to be hand disruption plus Path plus Roxanne. And at that point, you'd want to keep the Training Court around. But does he only play 1 Sableye? Yeah, Pedro only plays 1 Sableye. I forget what Pedro took over the Sableye, actually, to be honest. Okay, there's that. And then I think it is just going to be a knockout for 4. Yeah, the only way to punish this would be, yeah, cross Rocks, Path, cross up the Greninja, Roxanne plus Path. Then there could be some regret of putting that Training Court in play. Because that could be like a card that you could easily... That's like a one-of card. If you just find it, you do just... The Drapion's just back online. You need like so much less. But Birdkeeper over Sableye? Oh, that's true. It's Birdkeeper over Sableye, yeah. I don't think Nico plays cross switcher, so I don't think that's a fear for Pedro to have. And like, you've already played one game against Nico, so you got some intel on what you think their list is, and maybe there's been enough. Maybe Pedro has seen enough here to kind of know. I guess Collapse Stadium is still kind of could be a fear as well, though. Collapse Stadium to the Genesect, which is, again, just kind of showing, these two games are kind of showing how good Collapse Stadium can be in this matchup, to be honest. Like, both games can definitely change drastically if Collapse Stadium is in the deck. Pedro wouldn't just lose if Collapse Stadium got rid of that Genesect here. Pedro would go probably like Greninja, hit both Genesects, and then look for the boss KO with a Cram or Raikou to close it out on a Genesect. Also, possibly could do like Escape Rope plus Raikou at this point, I think, still as well. Like, that could be a game plan here from Pedro, because there's not two VMAXs in play to protect against that. But we see the Elsa Sparkle coming down from Nico, which means no Roxanne, which means I'm pretty sure this game is probably over. Nico did discard the Roxanne. That is right, yeah. Nico did discard the Roxanne earlier. They could play Palpad, I guess, though. They could play Palpad. That's the only thing I think of. That's actually why it's so important, actually, I feel like now, for the Mew player to get off to an aggressive start in this matchup. Yeah, that's why it's so important for the Mew player to get off to an aggressive start in this matchup, because you need to see a lot of cards to make sure you have because like the Drapion can hit so hard so fast with the Sky Seal Stone. Like, you can just be so far behind in the prize trade as the Mew player that if you don't hit you don't have the Roxanne path turns, if you don't have the plays like that immediately to respond to the Drapion, then you're just gonna kind of lose. And yeah, Nico had a pretty slow start. We saw in game one, definitely didn't quite have a super good understanding of the matchup, and like never played like a judge or anything even when they had like the judge in hand and stuff. So yeah, Pedro takes game one or round one here. The lost box. I'm gonna try and find round two. Man, it's packed in there. Pedro's list anywhere? Probably on Pedro's. I think on the Twitter. If not, I think Jesper played the same 60, so it's on Limitless. Under Jesper Erickson, I'm pretty sure they played the same 60. Yeah, that's what I thought. I saw Jesper tweet. Apparently Owen has to use the bathroom. Oh no, they don't have a rolling die, I guess. Come on, stream team. Where's the rolling die? Kim definitely has the hat advantage here. All right, let's get into round two. We got Kim. Both of these players have recently top 8 at tournaments. Owen got top 4 at OCIC, and then Kim got top 8 at Liverpool regionals. And they're both playing the exact same decks that they used to top cut both of those tournaments. Owen on the Mew. Triple Quick Ball prize is not great. Something's up with the dimensions on the the right player's prize cam. It's kind of like everything's kind of squished a little bit. Yeah, something's wrong with it's like they resized the camera, but they didn't. They hurt the what's it called, the original image dimensions or whatever. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say, but I know what they did wrong. So yeah, Owen triple quick ball prize up against Lugia. I would say this matchup is probably slightly advantage for the Mew player if they have the Aerodactyl, and I believe Owen does play Aerodactyl, so I would give Owen the edge here overall. I want to say for sure. And pretty good start here from Owen as well. Should easily be able to get down the Dactyl on this first turn. We'll see. Crams to Cram. Hang on, the hand was interesting, though. The hand is interesting. No, I guess you're always cramming Cram there. I thought there was like another quick ball in the hand or something. Yeah, you're always cramming Cram there. Now the question is, do you keep the Cram or do you keep like the Mew VMAX? I don't think you really want to keep the Mew VMAX here. I'd definitely keep the Cram here. I think if I was Owen, I'd go get another Genesect. Put down double Genesect. And kind of start cooking from there. Yeah, just give up the Collapse. Really wants to hold on to this Collapse, though, for some reason. I don't think it's really that big of a deal in this matchup if you just set up. I guess the question is Owen playing Aerodactyl still? I think I saw it in there. Yeah, I think Owen is playing the Aerodactyl still, which is what you want to go after here. There's no pieces prize, so we have no confirmation, and it's kind of hard to tell because we're playing at that. I'm playing back the VOD at 1.5 times speed, but yeah, get down Dactyl V is ideal. Yeah, get down Dactyl V, and then I like the Genesect grab first, though, because you want to make sure you also set up. If you just get down Aerodactyl and just go draw pass until they set up a Lugia and knock you out, you're not going to have a very good time. But yeah, super good start here from Owen. There's the VIP pass. Gets down Dactyl and a Mew, and I believe has another Genesect in hand. Now, of course, Aerodactyl is not a Fusion Strike Pokemon, so you're going to be drawing one less per Fusion Strike with the Genesect, but and you have the Mew V start here as well from Owen, which is also a big deal. All Owen needs to do is like attack with Aerodactyl on this next turn, the Aerodactyl V star next turn, and then set up into a Mew on the turn after that. There we go, some ropes and double turbo. I would like to see Owen definitely draw some more cards here. One thing you have to be a little bit scared of is, does Kim potentially play is it double escape rope in the hand there for Owen? Chose to not play one of them. It is double escape rope. I think Owen maybe should have played one of those escape ropes, to be honest, to draw like that extra card. I don't know why Owen didn't want to draw that extra card there, to be honest. I would have liked to have seen the extra card draw, I think. Of course, you don't want to run out of ways to like move your Genesect and have them get trapped in the active and lose the game because that happens, but I think Owen does play Silene, so I don't think that's really happening that often. Over to Kim. Kim can't really do anything except hope that they don't get... yeah, some kind of hope here, to be honest. Yeah, Kim can't really do anything except hope. So we see Kim go for the Ultra Ball here. Probably going to go ahead and grab a Lugia V. Needs at least one of those in play. You still need to kind of put 2 Lugia V in play here because Owen could go with Aerodactyl this turn. But if Kim only benches 1 Lugia V, then Owen could just KO your lone Lugia V and just win the game that way. So like you still need to kind of get 2 Lugia V in play here as Kim, because like sure, Owen could attack with Aerodactyl, but if you only put 1 Lugia V in play, then maybe Owen just knocks it out. Actually, Kim plays Drapion. Actually, I just saw the Drapion on the deck search. I think Kim also played that back in the Liverpool regional as well. So that actually is interesting from Kim. Yeah, the Drapion is definitely interesting. I like that. That's definitely going to make this matchup a little bit more interesting as well, because it'll give Kim an attacker. Oh, no, wait. Aerodactyl still shuts off Drapion, right? Yeah, never mind. In my head, I was like, it only shuts off V-Star things. But it doesn't. It doesn't. So actually, no. Kim's not going to even be able to use the Drapion. I take it back. Yeah, I take it all back. Drapion still gets shut down by Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl kind of does it all. So it's interesting here to see Kim grab the Guru here. It looks like Kim was protecting the... get the Powerful Energy Cell on the Lugia, and gets the Guru to protect the Pumpkaboo, it looks like here. To play around potential Path to the Peak. I don't think... No, does have a second Lugia V. So like I said, that can be important as well. 0 Archeops in the discard pile and a Lugia V-Star gone as well, though. So even if Owen just goes Mew V Max, attack the Charizard this turn, I think Kim would be pretty pressed to actually set off, to actually get a really good turn on the next turn, to be honest. There's a Mew V Max already, down with a double turbo. Yeah, so even if Owen just goes knock out the Charizard here, I still think Kim would be pretty pressed to actually set off a big play. Here we go, Cram and Escape Rope. It is a heads, so that should definitely be the Aerodactyl, or potentially an Ultra Ball, depending on how clogged up Owen's hand is, but goes for the Aerodactyl itself. I'm curious to see what Owen's hand is here, to have them go out of the way to get the Aerodactyl over the Ultra Ball. There is a Forest Seal Stone. Not going to be using that this game. Still an Escape Rope in the hand, so holding on to that. Make sure they want to be able to be mobile throughout the game. They don't want their Genesects to get stuck. Contemplating the Vacuum use here now. Gets rid of a Mew V, gets rid of the Force Seal Stone. Mew V Max comes down. I wonder if the Lost City should have been removed here from Owen, actually. It's not like too big of a deal. Yeah, I wonder if the Lost City should have been removed here from Owen, because Lost City only is good against you in this matchup. Like, Lost City's not good. Like, Owen could theoretically use Silene to recover Pokemon. But if Lost City's in play when Kim takes knockouts, you can't do that, right? So Lost City's theoretically only good for Kim in this matchup. It's like you just having Stadium Control doesn't do anything anyways. It also, like, removes your Lost City, so you could put another Lost City in play as Owen to draw more cards. So I think it's always correct here as Owen to remove the Lost City. I don't think it's ever correct to remove the Forest Seal Stone. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure Owen does play 2 Lost City. So now if Owen draws into another Lost City, Owen can't play it this turn. I can't think of a reason. I can actually pull up What is this? What tournament was this? Yeah, actually, Owen did make day 2. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up Owen's list. And yeah, 2 lost cities. So I think it always makes sense to actually get rid of the... I forget it's there. Yeah, but we just want to, we're just concerned with what's correct, not with what the player chose to do and why they chose to do it. I think it's correct to always get rid of lost city there as Owen. I think it's a mistake. Shouldn't have a huge impact on the game potentially, but it could. You never know. Has some options in hand. Doesn't really need to play anything too aggressively, to be honest, but is thinking about doing another cram to get rid of a pal pad. To draw. I kind of like this. You want to see more cards here, I think, as Owen. I kind of like this. You want to see more cards. It's a tail, but now you get to tails, but now you get to Genesect for 2 more. And hopefully keep getting closer and closer. And also found the Judge. So Judge is coming down. See some more cards. There was 2 tablets in the hand there for Owen, but no boss to combo it with. So I don't think Owen was like chasing a Mew V or a Lugia V-Star anytime soon. We might have a broke sleeve there from Kim. Gonna get a quick re-sleeve going on. Just takes one out of the speed lining one of the cards in the discard pile. Sounds good. And yeah, so Kim's game plan from here. So the Aerodactyl is going to attack, and the Mew VMAX is already on the bench as a backup attacker. So the game plan here from Kim is going to be set up a Lugia V-Star and either run over Owen's board with a solo Lugia V-Star, which is probably impossible. The more likely play to happen is for Kim to actually go knock out the Aerodactyl with a Lugia V-Star to have a chance to win this game. Pretty tough from here for Kim, for sure. Kim actually didn't play an Evolution Incense before using the Guru there. I feel like they should have. They do have a Quick Ball in hand, so they're not dead in the water. I also feel like Kim here should probably just grab a Lugia V-Star, evolve it, attach, and pass. Like, you don't have to be super aggressive here as Kim. You do need to find a double turbo, though, because you need to be able to gust up this Aerodactyl as soon as possible. But you can't use, what's it called anyways? You can't use, I was thinking you could use Luminion. You can't use Luminion. I have to like keep checking myself on that. Like, not being able to use Summoning Star is already bad enough, but you also can't use Drapion or Luminion. So yeah, I don't like this play here from Kim. I think Kim should be way more aggressive with thinning out the deck here. Has a Quick Ball, has the Evolution Incense in hand. I think what we should have seen Kim do is like play the Evolution Incense immediately for an Archeops, then use Guru, then use Quick Ball. And even right now, I think Kim should have used that Evolution Incense to go grab an Archeops. Don't play the Quick Ball maybe so you could shuffle your top deck again next turn, because with Owen only having the 5 Fusion Strike Pokemon in play, the draws are going to be a little bit slower. It's definitely possible that Owen starts to miss some key knockouts here. There's just a retreat and then a Technoblast, so not a whole ton done that turn. So I think we should see the Guru send up here from Kim. Give up the Guru, or you could look for a potential Read the Wind here from Kim. And I think that is what Kim is going to go for. Read the Wind here. You have to find double turbo and a gust effect on the next turn, but it is possible. There's a Primate Wisdom. I can't see what the card was that Kim got. There's the Evolution Incense to shuffle the top deck. And probably just going to grab an Archeops because we have 0 of those in the discard pile right now. Yeah, so now Kim has to choose between attaching to the bench, which means you don't need a double turbo, and goes for the attach on the bench and the big charm. So did get a research. That's a big hit there from Kim, and that's a big Lugia on the bench with the big charm. That would be hard for Owen to knock out. Has a Gust and an Energy in hand as well. I'm sure we'll probably see Owen dig for a... Well, some thinking going on here from Kim. Oh, also Kim plays the Canceling Cologne. I didn't even realize that. Kim plays Canceling Cologne, which means the turn that Owen uses Aerodactyl. Yeah, Kim might be playing the same list. Actually, did Kim make day 2? Let me go see if I can find Kim's list here. I would like to know what Kim's list is as well. Let me look it up real fast. I should do this like pre-round. Looks like Kim did not make day 2. But Kim's list previously from Liverpool did play double Canceling Clone. I remember that. I don't know if Kim played... or they didn't play Irida or Skyla, but they could be playing that this turn, though. Yeah, so it's all about Boss Aerodactyl here. But Kim actually has Boss and Canceling Clone in hand. So that's actually, like, Kim's actually not in that bad of a spot. But there's only one Archeops in the discard pile. So Kim's in still a pretty bad spot, but not terrible. It's like, it's winnable. There's the pass. We should see Owen dig for Judge here, because Kim's hand is only like 3 cards or 4 cards, but it's out of 7, right? So Kim saw 7 cards initially, Ultra Balled away some. So it's like the chance that Kim's hand is better now than if you judged or marnied them. Like, this hand is probably better. So Kim should, or Owen should try to judge this turn. Because Kim went from 7 to 3, not from, or didn't just like, you know, initially have 3 or 4 cards. So Owen should go for a judge here. Also wants to get the knockout on the active, though. I guess there could be an argument. If you could boss KO the bench Lugia, I think there could be an argument there. There's a switch in hand, though, here from... You don't want Path. I just definitely go for the judge here as Owen. But is eyeing up the tablet over the judge. So I think that does line up for Owen to get the knockout on the active here, because I think Owen does have a switch in hand. So we'll be able to switch from Mew V Max to Mew V Max, retreat, take the knockout. But if you get the judge and play the judge, you're probably going to draw into a tablet anyway between that draw. And actually, you have a tablet in hand here as Owen. So I'm not a huge fan of this play from Owen here, to be honest. Genesect first before retreating, of course. But put a tablet on top over the judge. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Yeah, I don't know why Owen didn't grab judge there. Yeah, definitely a mistake here from Owen. And then we see the other Mew come back up. There's the judge this time, but goes for the tablet again. He's just trying to stockpile tablets to like answer this Lugia V-Star, it looks like. I think the judge, like, you can do that next turn. Mew is just so good at seeing so many cards so fast. Like, I don't know, you could just do that next turn as Owen. There's the Techno Blast knockout. So Owen is just stockpiling the tablets for this next turn. I think judge there just makes way more sense, and then try and stockpile tablets afterwards. We'll see how it goes, though. So Kim's got the boss, got the Cologne. So Kim's cooking. Now, Kim has a couple ways to do this here. Kim could boss Cologne. Kim doesn't... Oh, does have 2 chops in the discard pile, actually. So we're definitely getting the chops out now. Never mind. Take it back. We got the knockout here with the Lugia. Kim didn't need the Cologne this turn. Kim could have gone boss up the Archeops, or the Aerodactyl attack. This is a big Lugia. This Lugia is huge. V-Guard energy and Big Charm. Of course... The fact that it has the Big Charm, though, means that it can't actually knock out a Mew VMAX, though. There's no way for this to actually KO a Mew VMAX. Unless Kim plays Vacuum. We see Kim plays at least 1 Choice Belt. So Kim could vacuum their own Big Charm and then Choice Belt the Lugia. And then it would be able to actually knock out a Mew VMAX. So that is a potential play here. Owen is probably going to try and get down Oricorio on this next turn, though. Once again, going back to Owen's turn, though, Owen definitely should have judged last turn. Just like Kim saw 7 cards... There's just a higher chance that that hand that they put down to like a 3-card hand is going to have, you know, some combination of cards to deal with the Aerodactyl than if you judge them. So I think definitely a pretty big mistake there from Owen on the last turn. And to be honest, with a deck like Mew, I feel like when you make one big mistake like that, that can kind of be your whole game right there. I mean, in Pokemon in general, there's so many, like, you do so many actions in Pokemon. It's so weird. You do so many actions in Pokemon throughout a game, but if you make one mistake, that can be your whole game right there. You don't really have room for error. In the current state of Pokemon. There we go. Knockout Aerodactyl's gone. Canceling Clone, like I said, Canceling Clone wasn't like super important there, but did have it. Here's the quick ball from Owen. Will it be a Mew V or will it be an Oricorio grab? Like I said, the Oricorio does protect against, or actually could go for the Genesect grab. I don't love the Genesect grab though, because then you lose access to Psychic Leap. And the extra draw from Genesect isn't going to be that important, I don't think. I guess actually from this point on though, I kind of take it back, actually. Owen can kind of just win the prize trade from here, right? Owen can just go knockout, Gus knockout. So actually, if Owen KOs the active here, Owen does just win. So maybe I do, maybe the, I still would have liked to have seen Owen judge last turn, but Owen doesn't have to play too defensive here, I guess what I should say. Here's an escape rope, so I think Owen's going to settle for a knockout on one of these 1-prize Pokemon. Goes with the Archeops send up here from Kim. I don't hate it because you're pretty set up here. The Yveltal setup, the Lugia setup. Another quick ball coming down from Owen is going to be a fail. So Owen is probably digging for Echoing Horn here, if Owen plays it, which, once again, I can check because I have Owen's list. Owen does not play Echoing Horn, but Owen does play Double Vacuum, has only played 1 tablet, only 1 Choice Belt, though. So Owen, actually, can Owen, but is KOing the Yveltal here, which is pretty big, because that limits Kim's knockout potential. So Kim from here is going to try and go Gus to win this game. Gus Genesect, Gus Genesect. Max Miracle knockout. Okay, I was like wondering what the heck was going on. Okay, Max Miracle knockout did get the Choice Belt off the prize card, so this actually allows Owen to 1-hit KO this Lugia this turn. Otherwise, I don't think Owen could have. If Owen didn't get the Choice Belt off the prize cards this turn, Owen can't 1-hit KO this Lugia and doesn't play Echoing Horn, so actually Owen wouldn't have been able to win this game on this turn. But now can go Vacuum, Choice Belt, Triple Tablet, and I think has access to the Triple Tablet from here on out. On Kim's side, you don't know for sure that Owen probably doesn't play Echoing Horn, so you want to fill your bench. And then your win condition is definitely going to be Gust here from Kim. Has one boss in hand, so going to go Gust KO. Oh, I forgot. Kim actually plays the Drapion. So actually, Kim can actually go Gust, then one hit KO the active with the Drapion. So actually, I take that back. Yeah, Kim's route to victory could be that instead. So I suggest getting a Roar for an Archeops, leaves the rest of the energy in the deck. Seems fine. Here comes the Wisdom. I don't know, not playing Echoing Horn and Mew feels so weird, though. Where's the Primate Wisdom? I'm not sure what else is being used here. Evolution Incense. Get an Archeops. I don't think the second Archeops is going to get used here from Kim. I would like to maybe see the Double Turbo get pulled out of the deck here from Kim, because I'm pretty sure you're just win con here as Kim is to find Drapion. And you just leave your capture energies in your deck so you could possibly top deck those. But I think Kim should probably get rid of the Double Turbo that was in the deck and like put that on the Guru or something. All right, draw here from oh my gosh. All right, never mind. He's just Owen just has everything and gets the dub. All right, so it ended up working out. I mean, I think it was a mistake from Owen to not play the Judge on that turn or find the Judge and play the Judge. I think you would have been able to find this tablet play on the following turn anyway. Does Owen play Silene? No Silene. Does play Palpad, but no Silene. But just to recover Judge and probably Roxanne, potentially. Yeah, no Silene. Yeah, this list does not have that many options, to be honest. You're trying to make sure. I mean, the Aerodactyl eats up a lot of your space for those extra cards. So game one goes to Owen. Yeah, Kim is able to get through the Aerodactyl eventually, but the price trade was too far in the favor of. We should 35-1-3 sub there, Professor. Price trade was too far in the favor of Owen at that point. So, all right. Game two, we'll definitely be seeing Kim going first. The V-Guard energy is prized here for Kim, which is unfortunate. It's a pretty big part of potentially slowing down Mew's prize trade potential. So it's definitely something that Kim doesn't love to see. The rest of the hand does not look that good for Kim. We did see the Primate Wisdom. Pretty aggressive start here from Owen. So on Owen's side, actually, this is something I'm not too sure about, to be honest. How the Aerodactyl Mew probably wants to play this, but you definitely want to use Path. You just want to put Path in play. I don't know if you want to Judge here, to be honest, as Owen, because Kim did so little on their turn. I don't know if you want to Judge for sure. You definitely want to put Path in play as Owen. And then the other question is, do you, like, the question I have for this matchup when going second as Aerodactyl Mew is, do you bench Aerodactyl still? So I'm going to be curious to see how Owen plays this. You definitely want to try and get Path in play, but will Owen also put a Aerodactyl in play? Deciding between Boss and Double Turbo. I think because there's a Lugia in the active, the Boss is going to be less good early on. So I think I would like to have seen the Double Turbo keep, especially with one prized. But Owen only does play 2 Boss, so does go for another Genesect here. You do also want to set up. Like I said, Judge not going to be as... I don't think you're that stressed to find Judge here as Owen because Kim's turn has like no chops in the discard pile or anything, so you're as stressed about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The draw there is actually just abysmal here from Owen. All right, so definitely not doing an Aerodactyl this game. That's for sure. Doesn't put the Lost City in play, but of course you are trying to find Path. Which I was like, do we want that extra card? But yeah, we're trying to find Path here. Tails on the Cram. Last Genesect for 2. Mew and Judge. Okay, we got the Judge. The Judge could lead to Path. The Path could lead to Kim not getting a turn 2 Lugia attack. Kim definitely has a 5-card hand here, I think. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to give him one less card, but yeah, I mean, Kim didn't really have a very good turn, so. Throw out the Lost City. I imagine Judge is not being played here if the Lost City is being thrown out. Yeah, okay. And yeah, not a great hand from Kim. It does have a Marnie. At the very least, though. Could bench the Yveltal with the Heat, to be honest, which I actually wouldn't hate to see. You do want to start to develop just like threats in general as Kim, especially like, yeah, I would have liked to have seen that from Kim, I think. I think I would have liked to have seen Kim put down the Heat plus Yveltal. At least the Yveltal, right? I think the Yveltal should have hit the bench here for sure. Should the Heat have come down? I'm actually not too sure on the Heat coming down. It would take away the option. No, I guess you don't want to attach the Heat because you want the option to attach Aurora to get rid of an Archeops. So you definitely don't want to put the energy attachment for turn. And we see, yeah, Kim drew exactly that. Now, Kim can, yeah, I think you just go for it here as Kim. Solo chops, which sucks. But I don't know. This game going on another turn without doing anything this turn as Kim seems pretty bad. Primate Wisdom first. I don't know what... Wait, no! So Kim's not going to go for it. Oh, but goes for the Drapion. But has a dead hand. I don't know if I like this. I think maybe keeping the Drapion around for a later game play. Also, I don't think Owen knew about the Drapion, to be honest. Lost the... I think the biggest thing, though, was giving up the Aurora there from Kim. Oh, but kept the... Well, I mean, Kim kept the Canceling Cologne, but the Canceling Cologne does not matter here. I don't know about this Drapion for 2, to be honest. Yeah, definitely put it on the Guru here. It does make it like a easier Psychic Leap target, but that probably won't be a huge deal in this game. Quick ball here from Owen. I don't think Owen wants to judge Kim here as well. Probably just want to get the knockout on the active and go from there as Owen. Goes for the 4th Genesect over the Mew VMAX, so Psychic Leap not going to be a really good option here for Owen, but it's going to be an aggressive prize trade game with the Drapion hitting the board. It's a 2-prizer. It's pretty good. Tablet. Here comes Genesect 1 for 4. And just looking for a Mew VMAX at the very least this turn. And probably wants a Path to the Peak. That's another thing about Kim not using... There's another thing about Kim not using the Summoning Star that last turn. Is now Kim... To use it next turn if Owen finds Path is going to be in trouble. Yeah. That's like another problem here for Kim now. Because you didn't use Summoning Star last turn. Ooh, and goes for the Judge from Owen. So it must have been a pretty awkward draw there off of the... But had the knockout, but doesn't have the Path. You definitely want Path here as Owen. Yeah, so not using Summoning Star last turn. And not getting the Archeops in the discard pile. I guess you have to choose between Drapion or Archeops in the discard pile, though. I honestly think the solo chops there from Kim would have been fine, to be honest. And then save the Drapion for late game. All right. Pretty solid draw there from Owen to move the hand along. Just Ultra Ball away a VIP Pass and a Aerodactyl. And then... There's like number 2. Looking for Path. Found a Parasol. Parasol's not bad. Ram as well. There's another Tails. No Path yet. There's one Path prize, so there's only one Path in the deck here for Owen. Thinking about where to put the Parasol. Goes with it on the active. Here comes another Genesect. There is the Path. That's what we're looking for here. Path to the Peak. And there we go. Techno Blast KO on the Drapion. So now Kim has to not only get 2 Archeops in the discard pile to potentially attack this turn, or just get 1 at least, but also has to overcome Path. That's like another thing about not using Summoning Star on the previous turn from Kim. Like I said, I think I would like to have seen the Summoning Star get used from Kim on that last turn. Just because it gets it out of the way. You don't have to worry about Path anymore, finding your Pumpkaboo, stuff like that. Also, you put 0 Archeops in the discard pile last turn as well. So now that the Judge Path happened, Kim's got to not only get at least 1 Archeops in the discard pile, but also find the Pumpkaboo, or a Vacuum, I guess. What's that, the Ditto V? I don't think Kim has a Ditto V. I mean, Drapion's already rare enough in Lugia. You can't expect the Ditto V as well. Although that would be pretty spicy, to be honest. Okay, there it is. Okay, that's what a draw! What? That's an insane draw there from Kim. I don't know if I like the attachment ahead of time, though. Yeah, that attachment there from Kim, I'm pretty sure is just incorrect. So let's talk about that attachment real fast. So because you attach the energy here... Dude, what a draw. What the heck? That's insane. Pumpkin, double chops, research. So if you attach the lightning here before you research... If you draw into double powerful energy... If you draw into a single powerful energy... No, if you draw into double powerful energy, all of a sudden you can't get the 1k on this Mew VMAX, even if you draw the Choice Belt as well. And it possibly, yeah, it takes away your possibility to actually KO the active if you draw Vacuum Yveltal as well, right? Because if you draw Vacuum Yveltal, then you can only put 4 energy on the Yveltal, but that way now you can't like attach a double turbo from your hand to the Lugia, retreat to Yveltal, Yveltal knockout. So I'm pretty sure the speed lightning attachment there is incorrect from Kim. Yeah, I don't like that speed lightning attachment there for sure. Another thing to mention here, I guess, as well is Owen is board locked. The potential for Psychic Leaping is not high at all. So any damage Kim does here is going to be in play for at least 1 more turn. Goes for 2 powerfuls. It's definitely a sign that they don't have the choice belt on Kim's side. We'll see, though. I'm just thinking about it. Second chops. Goes for another powerful. Okay. But yeah, they would have been a lot more comfortable aggressive with that, I think, if they had the choice belt. They have the choice belt. Wait, what? What are we thinking about? Is that a Charon's Care? That is a Charon's Care. Not going to be very good against the Mew matchup. Although you could Charon's Care your Guru at this point. Quick Ball's coming down. I imagine Yveltal's got to be... Yeah, Yveltal's coming out. Oh my gosh, this is disgusting. I think we're going to a game 3 for sure. This is an absolutely disgusting board state from Kim now. What an insane draw. That's absurd. That's just disgusting. There's the knockout. Yveltal's on the bench. The Parasol is gone from Owen. I think it was actually a mistake for Owen to attack. I think it was a mistake for Owen to attack with that Mew, to be honest. I think Owen should have attacked with the other Mew and left the Parasol for later. I think for sure. Yeah, attacking with the Parasol and Mew there, I don't think made sense from Owen. I think if Owen could have attacked with the other one, which I'm pretty sure Owen could have done. Not 100% sure. We just backtrack a bit here. Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay. Owen is going first, but the 1/1 Aerodactyl is prized. Also alongside a Genesect, which doesn't feel great. Quick Ball, Battle of IPS. Thankfully, there's no other important cards prized. The Roxanne's in the deck. The Judges are in the deck. The Paths are in the deck. But ideally, as Owen here, you would like to actually be able to pull off that turn 2 Aerodactyl. That's a big part of your win condition in this matchup. On Kim's side, nothing too important prize that I can see, really. The second Double Turbo, 1 Aurora. Yeah, nothing, unless there's like a bad research. I mean, Guru being prized, never great, but you can live with it, I think, as Kim here. So Owen's going to be looking for a more aggressive route in this matchup now that the Aerodactyl's prized. Going to be looking for chasing down Lugias. Just kind of like stuff like that in general. Goes ahead and grabs a Genesect, but yeah, Aerodactyl, not there. I don't know if Owen checked for it or not. Yeah, both pieces. If it's just the V prized, I believe Owen... No, Owen doesn't even play the heavy ball. I was going to say, Owen could at least heavy ball for it, but Owen doesn't play the heavy ball. And really, yeah, really slow start here from Owen. Just Genesect, Mew, pass. Go over to Kim. I think Kim's hand was pretty good. Triple Ultra Ball, usually pretty good. That's going to be setting up double chops in the discard pile, almost guaranteed, I feel like. Maybe trying to get out double Lugia V instead. We'll see what Kim goes for. And then has a boss, but also has a Luminion in the hand, so could go for Luminion for a research, I think is probably what we're going to see here from Kim. Maybe a Marnie. Probably a research. Checking everything else. Vacuum, Big Charm. There we go. I don't think plays it. I don't think we haven't seen the Skylar Irida yet, so I don't think Kim plays it. Here we go. Ultra Ball away the 2 or Ultra Ball Archeops boss to probably go grab another Archeops. Yeah, go get another Chops. And then you Ultra Ball away the Chops and the Speed Lightning. And you go ahead and you grab the Lugia V. And then you Luminion for research. And then you hopefully find another Lugia V just in case Owen has the Gust KO, because you never know. Get rid of the Speed Lightning. So giving up the energy. Oh, wait, had a Lugia V in the hand. Oh my gosh. Wait, did they? Where'd that second Lugia V come from? Am I tripping? No, they didn't grab an Archeops. They got double Lugia V in play instead. That makes sense. That makes sense. I was tripping for a second. No, this makes way more sense, though. I think this is probably the play you want to go with. Just get that. Well, getting the Archeops in the discard pile is hard. Maybe you do want to get double Archeops in the discard pile over that, because the chance that you're drawing to like a Capture Energy or a Quick Ball or an Ultra Ball is pretty high. Getting double chops in the discard pile can be hard. Definitely. It doesn't look like Kim has a way to get another one in the discard pile here. Maybe does, though. What about Heat to Luminion? I don't know if I like that. I almost like Heat on the active, to be honest. How much time does... There's no clock on the screen. I don't know how much time the players have left here. Is there a clock on the screen that I'm just like missing? Oh, it's on the bottom right. Okay, 9 minutes left. That should be plenty of time to finish a game here. 9 minutes plus 3. Okay, vacuum off the rip here from Owen and has the Judge. All right, Judge Path is the win con here for Owen. And attack. You want to be attacking this turn as well. Judge Path, attack from Owen is the win con. Also, an Escape Rope would be super good here from Owen. One is prized, but does play 2 of them, which you don't see very often in the Mew decks. I feel like it's usually like 1/1. Yeah, Escape Rope knockout on a bench Pokemon is so much better than knocking out the Dunsparce. So, oof. Interesting hand here from Owen. Do you want to lose a power tablet is the question. I think Owen's going to try and avoid losing the power tablet here. Is going to go for the quick ball on the... Oh, no, you want to use the power tablet. So we're going to see the quick ball for the Genesect, play the power tablet, and then dig for a double turbo escape rope and a path, ideally. But yeah, slow initial turn there from Owen. Does have a cram to work with here off this draw. Ooh, okay, it's not bad, not bad. Okay, so we can see the double turbo to the Mew, and then Ultra Ball for another Genesect here, probably. Maybe another Mew. Could go with the Mew, could go with the Genesect. Probably want to go with a Mew, to be honest. It's interesting how little we've seen Oricorio hit the bench here from Owen in this matchup. It almost makes me wonder if you play the Aerodactyl, maybe you just shouldn't... Maybe Oricorio just shouldn't be in the deck, to be honest. It like makes me question that. Okay, pretty good draw. Has the Forest Seal Stone. Has the Oricorio. Energy again for next turn. Does not have Path or Escape Rope, so still is looking for Path or Escape Rope here. 1, 2, 3. That's on a cram. Got the Battle VIP Pass and a cram here. Here we go. It's a heads. Okay, we got Path plus Escape Rope here. Going to see the Escape Rope grab first, probably here from Owen. Now the question is going to be, is how good... Kim's last judge draw was insane. Let's see if we can see a similar... oh, did I just skip ahead? I didn't mean to do that. Let's see if we can see a similar similar play. Definitely want to get the Path here from Owen. You can't not get Path here. Not getting Path here seems absurd. It seems insane. Ghost Head gets the Path. Yeah, Path will be coming into play. Oricorio doesn't really help with Lugia math, right? No, it does, because it forces the extra powerful energy. You need 4 powerful energy plus Choice Belt for a Lugia to get a knockout. So if you prize a powerful, or burn a powerful early... Boy. Okay, Drapion bench Marnie here from Kim. So Kim doesn't even really have to Summoning Star this turn. You could just get Pumpkaboo plus Drapion for 3, and then next turn Summoning Star. There's the Quick Ball. So the Pumpkin is online. The problem with this play, though, from Kim would be, then you don't have another... But Kim actually has Pumpkin and Vacuum in hand. So I think you want to use the Vacuum here as Kim. And save the Pumpkin. Yeah, you want to... That's just really good. That's just really good draw here from Kim. Now, the prize trade is still in the favor of Owen, though, because there are so many 2-prize Pokemon in play. So this next turn, Owen could go Roxanne Path once again. So no V-Star hit here from Kim is not, like, unfortunate, but I think Kim would have liked to have seen one. It's really powerful as well, which is interesting. Which means the Lugia is not going to be able to match up into the... Lugia can't match up into the Mew VMAX with, like, quad powerful plus Choice Belt. I don't like that discard there, I don't think, from Kim. I think Kim probably should have got rid of the Aurora and attached the powerful to the Lugia to get it set up to potentially have the Choice Belt play. Oh, is playing the Quick Ball. Second Luminion. Kim wants to set up more here. I don't think I hate this, actually. We could see him go Lone Chops here. I don't hate the Lone Chops here. Yeah, I actually kind of like Lone Chops here. We've got to go find ourselves a V-Star, of course, but... Then you get the chop set up. But then the powerful energy definitely should have come down onto Lugia. So I think Kim didn't fully think through the play there, and now is like definitely going to be regretting not attaching the powerful. Whoa, are we just going to attack? What? All right, that is definitely... I don't like this play at all from Kim. At first, I kind of like the idea of holding the Quick Ball for the Pumpkaboo, but you're getting Roxanne this turn. Yeah, I don't like this play at all. Kim Quick Balls for Luminion, but then doesn't use Luminion for a supporter, and now just has a Luminion in the hand. Also, actually, an interesting play here from Kim would have been able to would have actually been a play from Kim here actually would have been to actually KO your own Dunsparce. So you could go Luminion, Pumpkaboo, Luminion and Pumpkaboo and get double Archeops out on the same turn. So, and it doesn't really affect the prize trade too much from Kim because you know Owen's probably looking for back-to-back 2-prize knockouts, which is like pretty reasonable for Owen to get, to be honest. So I actually think Kim maybe should have knocked out their own Dunsparce there. It does give Owen +1 card, which like sure, but like you can't assume that card is always just gonna be broken. I think your bench space actually here as Kim is more valuable than Owen's extra prize card. So actually, I think I would like to have seen Kim knock out their own Dunsparce here. And free up a bench space. I think that was actually probably the correct play. I also don't think it was correct for Kim to just play Quick Ball and then not. I actually think Kim probably should have gone Lone Chops here. Kim should have used the Luminion to go get a research, play a research, or some kind of draw supporter, unless they had none left, which is possible. Use the draw supporter, get Lugia V-Star. Lugia V-Star for lone chops. Chops to your Lugia V-Star after you attach this powerful to the Lugia. Then this Lugia could have triple powerful. And then if Owen chases the Lugia, you could, with a even if they get Path in play, you could theoretically set up your Drapion with the chops with like a double turbo. So yeah, I think this is like a bad sequence here from Kim. And now Owen's just gonna go try and find Path Roxanne. Now that's, and Owen already has the Roxanne in hand. So yeah, we could probably see the Ultra Ball away the Judge and the. Ooh, he's going for the Cram, but we need a Mew VMAX here. I don't know if I like this. What is this gonna go get us that the Ultra Ball wouldn't have? Yeah, I don't think I like this play from Owen here. I think I would have liked to have just seen Ultra Ball from Mew VMAX. See, now Owen's looking at the deck like, well, I'm just going to get a Mew VMAX anyways. Yeah, definitely a big mistake there from Owen. Owen should have just gone Ultra Ball, get rid of the Cram, plus the Judge, because it would have thinned the Judge out of the hand as well, and you just get the Mew VMAX here. And you see Owen, I think, literally initially realized that immediately. I was just like, oh, wow, I just messed up there. I actually don't love the... We could have used one Genesect, I think, there from Owen first to potentially draw into the double turbo there. If you draw the Path, you can't play the Path. But you're drawing 6 cards here, so your hand could get, like, you could just brick. Pretty good draw there, though, actually. That's pretty good. Can't complain about that one from Owen. Has the double turbo, has the power tablet, has the Rotom Phone, also has an Ultra Ball. You kind of want to keep the Judge here, I feel like. From Owen. You want to keep the, not the Judge, the Boss to make sure you can win next turn. Going on top again. So you can play the tablet. Hasn't played one yet, so needs to play one. And then you want to go Boss KO the Lumineon or Lugia on the next turn. So you want to keep the Boss. You kind of want to keep the Vacuum. I don't know how important the Vacuum actually is, though, to be honest. It's like kind of okay. You don't need 2 Boss, that's for sure. Yo, appreciate 30-month resub there, Jake. Genesect again for 3. No Path yet, but has another phone. Needs to find that Path, though. You need the Path here. It's possible that Kim's hand is just dead, but... There we go. There's the Path. And kept it quick ball around, so that way you could shuffle the deck as well afterwards, potentially. I like that sequence there from Owen. Path on top. Last Genesect for 1. Here we go. Gets the Path. Has the KO on the active. Has the Counter Stadium. Has the Boss. Has the tablet. Yeah, Kim needed to definitely be a little bit more aggressive on that last turn. As long as there was a supporter in their deck. I think it was I think they maybe were out of supporters in the deck, though. Kim maybe was on the previous turn. There's a Lugia V-Star. Path in play. What are the last 2 cards? And it's just pass. Okay, so if Owen has... There's a lot of things Owen could have here, to be honest. Has Switch, has Boss. Mew VMAX in the deck as well. Go ahead and cram away a tablet. It's a Tails. That's fine. Has a Counter Stadium. Also has the Vacuum. And I believe has a Genesect. Has the 4th Genesect in hand or something. Yeah, 4th Genesect in hand. Get rid of those. Stadium replacement. And has Escape Rope in the deck, so doesn't want to play the card yet. Switch to Mew. Switch and Boss. Okay, knocks out Lumineon. Actually, Quick Ball was the top deck there for Kim, so Kim maybe would have had it on the next turn. I don't know, actually, to be honest. That's round 2. Yeah, Kim definitely played pretty poorly on the last turn, though, to be honest. Yeah, Kim definitely played pretty poorly on the last turn. Definitely should have gone... I think Lumineon for a draw supporter was the correct play. I talked initially about potentially saving it for the Pumpkaboo, but I don't think saving it's correct. I think actually just going Lumineon to just get lone chop setup is correct there while you can. I think it gives you so much more flexibility on that next coming up turn. Also, you could potentially like shuffle your Lumineon back to the deck. You could shuffle your Lumineon back to the deck, and then you have the V-Star evolve, so there's not a 2-prize Pokemon in play, kind of chilling. Let's get to the prize card screen. Come on. Okay, we'll start here. All right, chat, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real fast. I'll be right back. And then we'll get into this. Oh, there's a Ditto. Someone was talking about Ditto and Lugia. Seb's got your back. Seb's got the Ditto in the Lugia. can only get V Pokemon though. I wonder what Seb's playing. That they're playing a Ditto. They must be playing Drapion, right? Why would you play the Ditto if you're not playing Drapion? There it is though. There's the Ditto. That's the Ditto that we've been looking for. Ditto in Lugia. Our chat. I will be right back. I'm going to the bathroom. All right, chat, we're back. All right, let's get into this round 3. We got Seb with the Lugia, and then we got Miloslav with the Lost Box. We see water, we see metal. So definitely has Zamazenta. That's about all we can tell for sure. I guess it would be something similar to Pedro's list from... It's not exactly Pedro's list. And we can actually even... I can try and pull up these players as well real fast. Seb did make day 2. And I believe Milo did as well. Yep. Both players in day 2. We should take a look at the list. Oh, okay, hold up. We got some spies. Let's take a look at these lists before we actually get too far into the match. We got the sauce here coming in from Seb with the Greedent VMAX, the Drapion, and a Raikou V. The Raikou V is like the most interesting thing to me, because that seems bad, but maybe it's better than I give it credit for. The Raikou seems bad. No choice belts though, so maybe that's why you want a lightning attacker that can just kind of take the knockout. You'll push you the 41 months there, Horsey. Yeah, 1-1 Greedent. Here. That's gonna be pretty good in the Lost Box matchup for sure, probably. How many energy total are we looking at? 10, 16 energy still. Pretty much everyone's on that 16 energy grind. Drapion, no keeper. All right. Now the Lost Box list. Yeah, this looks exactly like... I guess it's just literally, or almost, -1 escape rope. What is the... Oh, second Sableye. Okay, so almost the exact same 60 that Pedro played at OCIC, but not quite. Raikou V is good because it's easy to manually attach. Yeah, Lugia doesn't care about that. I mean, it's just like, it's something that you can just trade aggressively with against other Lugia decks. You just have something that can aggressively trade back and forth with them, I would assume, is the reason you want it. And you have Ditto, so you can like... Ditto's weird, though, but I guess it's good with Drapion. Yeah, the Ditto's definitely weird. It's definitely good with Drapion, but like... Mew decks play Lost City, Path. I don't know. Ditto's weird. Ditto's weird for sure. I guess it guarantees you to get into Greedent, though. I guess it guarantees that. So that's something, I guess. Ditto's definitely weird. All right. So Milo going first. Doing a quick deck check here. Prize cards on both sides aren't anything too ridiculous. A Powerful Energy being prized for Seb actually is pretty bad, because that means the Greedent can't 1-hit KO Cram. So I guess that's something for sure, to be honest. And a Color's prize there for Miloslav is not great either. The boss is also in the last 2 prize cards, and usually you're using the boss to get your last 2 prize cards, but Milo does play Heavy Ball, so the Heavy Ball might run into shuffling the prize cards, getting the boss a little bit more early on. I assume Miloslav plays Heavy Ball. Actually, I don't know for sure. It does play Heavy Ball, yeah. The Comfies are cooking now. Keeps it Sableye over, I'm not sure. Can't quite see it. It's off screen. Net. Here we go. Boom keeps the Snorlax over. Once again, I'm not sure. Has Cram. Has another net. Could keep cooking here, to be honest. And I think you might as well. It's usually correct to just cook in these scenarios as much as possible. Comes to capture. Probably going to go ahead and grab the Guru to prime it with some potential Colress on top of the deck, or whatever the best card in the hand is. I can't imagine what else you'd want to grab here. I guess Manaphy. Okay, yeah, Manaphy grab here. Doesn't know. Seb does play Raikou, but not the Raikou that you need bench protection from. Of course, Miloslav does not know that. You see a Lugia. It's a pretty good guess to assume your opponent plays the Snipe, the Amazing Rare Raikou. So, I mean, probably is correct here from Miloslav to grab the Manaphy, to be honest. And then, is it just a pass from here? Well, we should probably retreat to the other Comfy, I think. Quick Ball's away the Sableye. So kept the Sableye around, get rid of it now. That seems fine. Go ahead and grab the Zamazenta, which is what you want to be your answer up against the Stoutland, of course. Grabs the Zam. And we'll probably see the retreat into the other Comfy. Oh, you could play the switch card here, to be honest, to play around Marnie. It could also be a pass. The pass seems a little bit weak. I'm going to go with the hard retreat. Okay, I think I like that the most. No, I can't really see the hands at all, so I have no idea what any of these keeps are, but or what's getting lost on. Cram bench. So against Cram next turn seems fine. And yeah, there's the pass over to Seb. We'll see what Seb's cooking with here. And has a lot of cards. I think Miloslav probably mulliganed once at least there. It looks like a 7-card hand or an 8-card hand. I could be wrong though. 1, 2, 3. No, I guess no mulligans. Has a draw supporter. Gets rid of the Raikou. I'm sure Miloslav is a little bit surprised by that. That's not something you commonly find at all in Lugia decks. A quick energy check here from Seb. We'll see a powerful prized, which the Gradient will not be happy about. I guess the one thing I could think about with the Ditto V is it does give you a way to get into the Gradient without your opponent knowing you play the Gradient. So you could like bench Ditto, and your opponent does their attack with a Cram, and then you go, okay, discard Gradient V, Ditto becomes Gradient V, evolve to Gradient V Max. So it's like one thing I can like kind of think of where it's like, okay, I guess it's like a cool-ish play you could make. But, you know, the Ditto still seems a little bit off to me, to be honest. Does Light have like a second Raikou V? Second Drapion? It just doesn't seem worth it, to be honest. All right, grabs the chops here for Seb, and then I'm sure we'll see the chops get discarded with that. I forget what the last card in the hand is, or the draw supporter. What's it called? What is that draw supporter called? I'm gonna chat will know. I'm like completely drawing a blank on what this draw supporter is called. I'm looking at the card, I still don't remember the name. Oh my gosh. I can't read it. It's too blurry on the screen. What is it called? Chat, help. Serena. Oh my gosh. Serena. Serena into Read the Wind from Seb. Okay, we could see a knockout from Milo with the Raikou V. I don't know how good that actually is here, though. It would kind of accelerate the price trade pretty aggressively, and you'd be able to like rot it back in and use it again as a Milo. So I wouldn't hate to see that, to be honest. If Milo can pull off the Raikou play here, I wouldn't hate to see that play here from Milo at all. That could be a cool play. Comfy getting used here. Trying to get up to that 7 in the loss zone as soon as possible. Have options. But a cram punch here also isn't terrible, to be honest. Just punching with cram this turn. Still pretty good. Can't really complain. Deep in thought, though. What are we at? 6 in the loss zone. There's an escape rope. And going with the other comfy, so we'll get to 7 here. Don't really have a bench space to work with, though. Once again, really thinking over this choice. Not sure what they got rid of there. I just can't tell anything that's getting gotten rid of or kept at all. There's a switch card. I think that means we're just going to see a cram punch here. Yep, switch card to cram. And cram will punch. 110 onto Lugia. Can get 2-hit KO'd. Yeah, I like the energy setup here as well. Also set up the energy on the Greninja potentially. Because if the double chops comes out from Seb next turn, Greninja set up both chops to get KO'd is a pretty powerful play. Ooh, the hand here from Seb actually did look pretty bad, though. In terms of, like, getting to the Greedent play. It looked like there was, like, double powerful plus research. Which is not good. Let's take a look. Yep. It's not good. It is double powerful, capture, something else. Oof. Only 1 chops in the discard pile as well. So, theoretically, you could have maybe, like, set it up a little bit slower here from Seb. I think Seb just has to ditch the hand. Completely lose the out of the Greedent. Of course, Milo is going to assume they're going to be losing the out of the Stoutland, most likely. I guess there's 2 powerful left. So, like, Stoutland or Greedent could still get the knockout on, like, a Comfy. But we know that the powerful energy is in the last 2 prize cards here from Seb. So, Seb's probably not going to see that until the end of the game, to the point where it's too late. So, I don't think we're going to see that happening at all here for Seb. And actually attached to the bench Lugia here from Seb. I mean, I don't hate getting... Okay, goes for the Guru. Okay, so we can conserve one of these powerfuls. I think it's a little bit of a missequencing from Seb then. Seb should have like used the Evolution Incense after getting the Guru here. Because you could have got the Archeops itself, which would have been good, because that means the Evolution Incense could get the Lugia V-Star. The other play that Seb... Oh, there's Lugia V-Star. I already had the Lugia V-Star. I think I knew that, actually. But yeah, the powerful being on top of the deck is not great here. Now we're going to see Seb go with Research, I think. There it is. Does lose one powerful still. Ooh, and another capture. Luminian going, who really cares? And we're going to see an attack with Lugia here from Seb. It's interesting that Seb didn't evolve the active, though. Because this now means that if Seb doesn't find another Lugia V-Star, then Milo can just knock out this Lugia V if Seb attacks with Lugia V with another Cram, which is super efficient from Milo to not have to use like Zam or Snorlax to get the KO on the Lugia V-Star. I'm not a huge fan of that play from Seb to not evolve the active. I guess we could see the active get retreated here, and maybe it just stays on the bench for the rest of the game, to be honest. Just throws one capture. Chops number 2 for a second capture. What is going on? The tape not sticking to the table. They should just like not put the tape on the table. Well, I guess you gotta kind of let them know. Oh wait, so Seb is just gonna give up on this Lugia here. Okay, I was so confused. So Seb's just not gonna take a knockout here. I don't think I like that, but maybe Seb doesn't have enough energy in play to take or left to take a knockout. He's gonna go for a Read the Wind. Yeah, I don't like this at all. That's like so. This is so value for Milo here. Actually, if Milo has Boss, I would like to see Boss punch that Greedent, because that Greedent is a little bit scary. Yeah, I'm not sure I like this play from Seb, because Seb could have doubled Archeops to the active and actually attacked with the Lugia and got the KO here. This turn is like so free from Milo now to just kind of do whatever they want. Escape Rope coming down. I mean, pushing Guru seems pretty good here from Seb. Maybe you push up the other Lugia V-Star, but that does get threatened by the Raikou all of a sudden. Seb is pretty unsure about what they want to do. Pushing up the Chops is okay as well. It's hard to KO the Chops here. This could give Milo the Greninja double Chops play here, though. If you push up Guru, you got to retreat that thing if it doesn't get knocked out. Pushes the Guru, and now Milo can go for the Greninja play here. I like the Greninja play here from Milo. A couple different things you could do, I guess. You could just hit up the Greedent and one of the Chops. You could hit up the Greedent and the Lugia V. Meh, that seems weak. I like maybe hitting up just a double Chops here if Milo can get the play off. Has double Gate in hand. It does have a Water Prize, though, so this Water being on the active here is kind of awkward here from Milo. Yo, appreciate the 62-month resub there, Punch. Glad I finally got to meet you and Nox. Also, shout out to the dude in chat who said, if you're not going for your Worlds invite, you're probably not good enough to do well on a tourney. appreciate 60 months, Punch. It was good to meet you as well, finally. Yo, appreciate the 42 months there kicking. All right, Milo cooking with his Colress here. I don't think Milo is going to get the Greninja play off this turn, although I think that is probably the best play to go for. We'll see. We'll see if Milo's cooking or not. Still picking on this Colress take. I mean, just Cram Punch active is like okay here as well, because that does set up the Guru and the Lugia V to get KO'd from a Sableye on a following up turn. But that Lugia V, of course, could evolve to a V-Star at any point and kind of take away that line. So also Milo just going KO the active Lugia V wasn't terrible, but I think you probably ideally want to pressure the Greedent, because that thing is scary, to be honest, man. That thing is super scary. But with Greninja Punch, Greedent has how much HP? Actually, let's take a look at this list here real fast. Greedent has 320, so Greninja plus Zamazenta is 1 damage short from a knockout. So going to recover Water, Psychic, Sableye, and it looks like Milo is just going to go for the punch on the Guru with the Cram, which is not great, to be honest. It's not a great play. We'll probably see Seb retreat and attack with the Lugia V-Star. Of course, that does open up the play from Milo to go Raikou plus Sky Seal Stone. But Seb ideally is probably going to be comboing with the attack with a Marnie, ideally. Could attack with the other attack on the Greedent. Hold up, let me read that attack real fast. The Gimme Gimme, Max Gimme Gimme, 160, draw 3. We could see some Max Gimme Gimme action here, actually. Because you know the Greedent isn't getting KO'd. Seb just immediately loads up a Chops, though. So all in on a Chops so far. So maybe just going to go with an attack with an Archeops this turn from Seb. Interesting choice. I guess you do want to avoid the Raikou play, especially if you don't have a Marnie to combo with attacking with your Lugia. And Miloslav doesn't have a great answer to the chops besides burning the Zamazenta. The Zamazenta is a little bit, I guess it's like fine for Milo to burn in this matchup though. I don't know. Yeah, something like fine for Milo to kind of burn the Zamazenta in this matchup, to be honest, because there's no Stoutland for the Zamazenta to match up against. You might want to match your Zam into the Greedent at some point, I guess. We'll see what Seb goes for here. Seb definitely just needs to eventually get into the Greedent. He needs to draw prize cards up until that point. Here comes another Chops use. We're definitely going to be retreating the Guru. Yeah, shipping the Guru there. Oh no, we're going to the Greedent. Wait. Is Seb just going to pass again? With the Guru in the active? Let's see, does Seb play a switch card? Hold up. Seb does not play a switch card. Does have a double turbo left. Is Seb just giving up the Guru? It is a little bit awkward because Miloslav does not have bench space to actually use a Sableye this turn, which would be really good to go KO Guru, KO the Lugia on the bench. And Seb should definitely try and evolve that Lugia on the bench as soon as possible. I don't know where this Drapion's coming from, but if that was coming from an Ultra Ball. Okay, we have the evolve. And that's why I was almost wondering if Miloslav should just like punch the active Lugia there instead of doing the whole escape rope thing that happened. Okay, has the double turbo. Okay, so yeah, Seb's still cooking this turn. I was like, it felt like there wasn't a double turbo coming, but it did come in the end. And yeah, Seb needs to dig for Marnies here to combo with a Boss for the Greedent to be able to chase Comfeys, or Marnies to combo with when you attack with your Lugia here. That's what Seb's looking for now. Boss, so Greedent can actually get a knockout on Comfeys. Seb didn't just pass, did they? Did Seb just pass? I feel like Seb... Wait, what? What? What are we doing? There's no one's cooking, bro. No one's attacking. What is the game plan here? I guess maybe... Is Seb just trying to keep Milo bench locked? So that way Milo can't really do anything potentially on their turn? And then try and go for like Boss KO on Comfeys? Or Comfey and Manaphy, I guess would work as well. Mirage Gate coming out from Milo. I don't think Milo's having it, though. I think Milo's trying to cook. Milo needs to, like, attack with... Attacking with Sableye seems pretty good here. But I guess then you could get... you could get Greedented. Seb just letting the Lost Box player cook? That might be true. Seb might just be like, alright, go ahead, cook. Yeah. And Milo having not drawn any prize cards up to this point as well is making things a little bit more difficult. Like, if Milo had just KO'd the Lugia V on the last turn instead of going for the escape rope play, I think Milo would have been in a better spot, to be honest. The Zamazenta's ready to go, but I don't know how much that matters, to be honest. Okay, Zam's cooked. Is Milo just going to go punch? Punch here is so inefficient here for Milo. You'd love to Sableye this turn or something. That's it? No, just pass. Oh my gosh. Okay, so both players are just passing back and forth. So Milo doesn't even want to draw a prize card. But doesn't this just like... I feel like that plays into Seb's game plan so much more because Seb has the Greedent. Like if Seb just has Boss KO this turn, what do you do as Milo? I feel like that was a bad pass from Milo. But maybe he wants to keep Seb bench locked. If you do just pass here as Milo... then Seb can't Luminion for Boss. So I guess that's like probably what Milo's looking at here. This feels so bad though. I don't know. I don't even know what to say here, to be honest. This just feels bad. Like I don't know what's going on. We do see a Marnie from Seb. So now maybe Seb is gonna swing with a Lugia. And be like, okay, Marnie Jew, maybe you can't pull off the Raikou play if I attack with Lugia this turn. Actually Seb does not play Dunsparce either. There's no Dunsparce in Seb's list, so who knows? Maybe we'll just see Seb pass. Okay, Seb just passed. All right. Seb passes back over to Miloslav. Maybe they're trying to like intentionally make this only be a one game because they're down to 23 minutes left and there's been 0 prize cards drawn. There's been 27 minutes, not 37, 27 minutes have been played and there's 0 prize cards taken. If Milo can get into Sableye though, Milo's going to start to put on the pressure for sure. That's what Milo's looking for here. If you can get into Sableye, then you like force Seb to play the game. So let's see if we can find a scoop up net here for Milo. If you get there, if you start attacking with Sableye, like Seb has to play the game, and you can get 11 on the Greedent. I think that's what Milo wants to look for: is attack with Sableye, put 11 on Greedent, and then that means that Zamazenta could get the KO on a follow-up turn. You could even put all 12 to be honest, so that way Raikou could also get the KO. You probably want to put all 12 on the Greedent to be honest, to make sure so that Raikou could get a KO. Just in case Seb plays Collapse Stadium, I guess. I don't know if you're playing around that. They already have a Greedent in their deck. Like, how much more could they play? There's an extreme lack of cooking in this this game so far, though. We're at 12 here as well for Milo, so... Net? Okay, there's the net. That's huge. That frees up the bench space. Net on the Cram? I mean, it's got to be on the Cram, right? What are we thinking about it? Maybe keep the Cram in play and pick up the other Comfey off the bench? The one without the energy? If you have a switch card here as Milo, just keep the Cram in play as an attacking option. I don't hate that, actually, to be honest. If you're not going to be able to utilize double Comfey being in play. Like if this is like, if you're down like a lot of nets here, then I don't hate picking up the Comfey instead, to be honest, and keep the Cram in play as an attacking option. All right. We're cooking. Capture to the Greninja, or hold on. Maybe capture to the active Comfey would be a little bit better, to be honest. Instead, goes with the Comfey here. Oof. Tough choice, though. Not sure what the ditch is. So we see capture to Greninja. No, capture the other Comfey. All right. Capture the other Comfey. There's the Sableye. Okay, so now all of a sudden Seb has to play the game. Seb can't just sit around and not do anything anymore. You can't just sit there and let a Sableye ping for, you know, damage over and over and over again. So I assume has the Psychic Energy in the hand as well here for Milo. I would assume. Yep, Mirage Gate, that's going to get it. Psychic to... Only a Psychic to Sableye, though. Does not get the second metal for the Zam. That's not a super efficient gate there, but got to do something. Here's the retreat. Here comes the Sableye. Okay, 12 to Greedent, like I said, is probably going to be the play. Recovers a Psychic with the Training Court. The Training Court use there is a little bit interesting. You didn't have to do it. Oh, I thought Seb just drew for turn. I thought Milo just literally passed again. I was like, what? No, we're still cooking here, though. So it should be just 12. I think it should be 12 on Greedent because... No, maybe it shouldn't be 12 on Greedent. Maybe this is maybe the 10 on Greedent. Like, it sets it up for the Zam knockout. The thing is, like, it should set it up for the Raikou knockout as well. You should be able to fill your bench. Yeah, this should be fine. And then I guess 2 onto the other Lugia V-Star is the play here from Milo. I don't know about that one. I don't know where this 2 damage goes, to be honest. That's a tough call. You don't want to open up a bench space for Seb for sure. So I like that play from Milo. Where else could you put it? I don't know. Seems fine. We'll rock with it. We'll see if they get punished in the end or not. I'm trying to come up with like a better place to put it, but I don't think there is one. Okay, so now Seb has to play the game. Seb can't sit here and not play the game anymore. 17 minutes left. Looking good for Milo. Effectively, Milo is like almost has access to probably everything they need. Seb has like 4 cards left in deck. So there's a boss on the Comfey. So like the dent is cooking. It's Denton time. Harvey Dent on the field for the KO. Wait, is it only 2 energy to attack? Oh, it is. What the heck? Okay, 3 prize cards drawn here from Seb. There's the push-up of the Zamazenta from Miloslav. Metal energy down. Then do they really have anything else to do? They do have Training Court. They can use Training Court this turn. They could also just Greninja away the Psychic and then recover it with the Training Court. There we go. Greninja for... Okay, I'm so confused. Oh, he just, like, did everything in one swoop. Okay. Like, Training Court before they even drew the cards with the... with the what's it called, but that's fine. Doesn't make a difference. So we'll see a 3 prize card draw here from Milo. No boss off the prize cards, though. But if the attacker from Seb is a Lugia, then Milo can just win next turn with Raikou. So it'd be nice to see a Marnie here from Seb, but Raikou Sky Sealstone just wins the game here for Milo. Yeah. That's not great. Also, I think back-to-back Sableyes from Milo also wins the game. You can go Sableye, KO, Guru, or just put like 12 on Lugia and then go KO, bench Lugia plus Guru in the same turn. So it's looking really good here for Milo. I think second Sableye is in the deck still. I don't think Milo got rid of it. There's also the second Ordinary Rod potentially around as well. And then there is the Raikou into Sableye play as well. I guess you could just go... You can't attack with Raikou this turn unless you're winning the game. But you could go Sableye, KO, Guru. Yeah, it's curious that the Lugia was sent up here from Seb, to be honest. Maybe really want to bump the Training Court. I don't think that's unreasonable, I guess. Yeah, I don't think it's unreasonable. You appreciate the 18 month resub there, Shadow. Training Court's pretty good when it gets to stick, so. All right, back over to Milo once again. Sableye is getting pushed here. Must not have a way to pivot the Comfey, otherwise you'd maybe want to use the Comfey this turn. It is looking like I like my prediction would be here a dub for Milo, but we'll see. Doesn't love the top deck apparently though. I think it has Raihan in hand. I don't know if you'd ever want to play it this turn. But if you have a Colress left, using Raihan this turn to get Colress for next turn seems reasonable depending on what the rest of the hand is. It is a 5-card hand. There can't be that many cards left. There's not that many cards left in the deck for Milo as well. I wonder if Milo could have benched something else, though, to be honest, before that last hand of the Huge Marnie. Oh, they're just going with the gate. 2 energy onto the Greninja. Does this ever set up for a game here? I guess it does. Miloslav can go 3 prize cards left, so you can put 9, 7, 8. You can put some on the Lugia. Yeah, if the Sableye lives, you win. Now there is a Manaphy in the deck for Seb though. Seb does play Manaphy. It might be in the discard pile here though. It might be in the discard pile. And if it is, then I think this is pretty much this game here for Milo. So discard pile check. I don't know what they're checking. Yeah, if Manaphy is in the discard pile here, that's pretty good for Milo. So thinking about the Raihan, is there energy? There's energy in the discard pile. I think you might as well Raihan this turn. Maybe not. Maybe you wait. And put 1 on the Guru. It looks... Well, the Guru just is full healed now. I assume there's 1 on the Guru. There's supposed to be 1 on the Guru, I assume. I assume the Guru's dead here, but it's still in the field. I'm just going to assume it is not supposed to be here. I just don't know. Because it's still on the field. I'm so confused. What? Hold up. They had the Manaphy? Am I tripping? Or were they looking at their discard pile or their hand? Wait. They draw for turn. Doesn't Seb like have the Manaphy? So Seb can go knock out active plus bench Manaphy, right? The Guru's dead, yeah, because Miloslav did draw a prize card. So I can see their discard pile, the shadow of their discard pile and their deck. What? Am I trolling? Am I tripping? No, right? Seb was not out of this game yet. All Seb has to do is bench Manaphy, right? Am I tripping? What? He puts his hand down and the Manaphy's just on top of the hand. Like, that's not the discard pile, right? I think Seb forgot how Greninja works. You could have retreated it to make a fresh attacker, but you don't need a fresh attacker there, right? You just attack with the active Lugia. Seb even could have attacked with Archeops here. But you don't know if Milo doesn't for sure have Raikou. I mean, ideally Seb attacks with Archeops here. But I don't know if Seb could attack with Archeops. Yeah, I don't know if Seb could attack with Archeops and then get back into the Lugia if the Archeops got KO'd, but I think that would have been fine if Archeops... Well, if Archeops gets KO'd by Raikou, you lose anyways, because if you can't set up another attacker. But it doesn't even matter. You could just leave the Lugia in the active, bench the Manaphy. Yeah, I think... yeah, Seb just had to have a massive brain fart there and just like be like, well, I guess Greninja just KOs my Lugia. But, yeah. That shouldn't have ended that turn. Miloslav should have had to have like another play. Maybe Miloslav like showed them the Sableye play or something in the hand. That's possible as well. So, I mean, yeah, even Miloslav looked confused at that. Did you see Miloslav? I was like, what? Wait, all right, okay. Yeah. I don't know about that one. Definitely seems like yeah, that's definitely just a game that shouldn't have gone that way. Saving time for game 2. All right, let's take a look at these prize cards. Greedent is prized for Seb, and with only 9 minutes left, I think Seb's only win condition here is you have to win pretty fast. And yeah, you have to win pretty fast here as Seb, and with your Greedent prize, it's gonna be hard to win fast, but it is still possible. Greedent draws a lot of prize cards very fast, and there's all the powerful energy in the deck. So even with 8 minutes left, I think it is possible for Seb to potentially get the dub still. Miloslav's side prized double chorus, which is not great. A double chorus being prized, not ideal. Battle VIP pass off the rip though. Grabs the Comfy, grabs the Greninja. But yeah, double chorus prize might make it hard to start cooking on this first turn, but we'll see. Maybe they just have one in hand or can find one. And they'll be able to get going. Cram KO on the Manaphy off the rip would be pretty good as well, because then you could follow that up with the Greninja onto the Archeops and kind of take over the game from there. But we'll see what Milo can put together here on this first turn. But that'd be ideal. Cram attack, knock out the Manaphy. You're usually going to be in a pretty good spot. Apparently going back in, it looks like. Nope, Greninja for 2. There's a Colress. Okay, found the Colress. Looks like they got another Battle VIP pass. They could. I think there's definitely going to be an attack here from Milo for sure. I think we're going to see a Cram attack for sure. Ideally, for Milo, probably on the Manaphy. Punching the Lugia V itself also isn't terrible, to be honest. See what Milo grabs, though. I'm sure it'll go that way. There we go. Second Battle VIP. Cram plus... Probably can make a pretty safe prediction that there's no Raikou in the list here for Seb. So Cram plus Comfy seems fine. Cram plus Guru probably would have been the take if the Guru wasn't prized. You could also go with like Cram plus Zam, to be honest, or Cram plus Snorlax. Probably Cram's... Well, Zam's actually not that big of a deal. Probably Cram Snorlax is probably the way to go. Zam's not that good in this matchup because... It's still okay, though, to be honest. But goes for the third Comfy, which is interesting. If you've got a lot of switch cards in hand, though, it does make sense because you can go like switch, retreat, and if you don't have a net in the hand, then that still lets you use that extra Comfy. So I don't hate the third Comfy grab here. But yeah, Manaphy being prized, usually a pretty big deal for Lost Box, but I think is not as big of a deal because there's you can. I mean, we know there's no Raikou. You can probably make a pretty safe read on that from Milo as well. Net, no rope. You love to see it. That's what you want here from Milo. Go up to 4 now. So can get the attack off with the Cram. Could go for some more Comfies. You usually want to go for as many Comfies as possible. Goes with the escape rope, actually. Might have double escape rope. Or might just be fine. Punching the Lugia. I feel like KO on the Manaphy here is usually a little bit better. Just get the prize card because you do have like the Raikou to make like a Raikou play happen at some point. I guess another thing with like grabbing the third Comfy there from Milo actually sets up for the potential of turn 1 Raikou, to be honest. It's not like unheard of. Have a turn 1 Raikou there. I wish you could see what's getting lost zone. I just want to see. Oh yeah, we have like we can't see the lost zones at all. We can't see what they're taking in their hand or what's in their hands at all. It'd be nice. Yeah, we'll see if there's another escape rope to follow it up. Looks like it's gonna be a capture. And now we'll probably see something like a Zam or a Snorlax grab here. I can't imagine you wouldn't want to grab a decent follow-up attacker. Guru, like I said, Guru would have been pretty good here, but Guru is prized. Yeah, so it goes with the Snorlax. Just have something to follow up with. Snorlax makes a little bit more sense than the Zam, because Zam's a little bit more energy-specific. So, like, yeah, Snorlax just needs 3 energies, basic energies usually. You could get a capture in there, to be honest. Or Zam needs that double metal. And I think we will see Milo actually go for into the Lugia here. Could still possibly have like another rope or something. Go for the Manaphy KO. Manaphy KO is like a little bit less important when you don't like play Kyogre, of course. But getting the Greninja play, like I said, is still pretty good. It's gonna be the retreat and Cram Smack though. All right. Let's see what Seb can do. I think Seb top decked a powerful energy there. I can't tell for sure. Just going to be a Marnie with no chops in the discard pile. Seb just Marnies. That is not good. That is not good at all. The Lug need that. But I think that's like all. Dude, Seb is drawing. Oh my gosh. Seb is drawing so bad here. Just a read the wind. Okay, well, 1 minute and 20 left. No Archeops established for Seb. No Greedent established for Seb. I don't think there's any way. We should go into turns on this turn for Milo, almost for sure. Once they sequence through all of their Lost Zone stuff. There's a rope. Is it even going to go ahead and take the knockout on this Lugia? Manaphy push from Seb. Comfy push from Milo. Here come the Comfies. But yeah, like I said, it should be most likely going into turns on this turn, which means there'll be 2 turns for Seb to draw 6 prize cards, which would actually theoretically be possible with Greedent. But Greedent VMAX is prized, so not going to be possible. Another escape rope from Milo. Goes with the other Lugia sent up from Seb. Comfy push from Milo. Could see the Raikou happen here, to be honest. I wouldn't hate to see the Raikou. When it played, you should get 2 prize cards. But no, Seb just going to concede. As time is called. I didn't even realize time was being called. As time is called, Seb concedes. Yeah, because there's no possible win condition. And Milo with the Lost Box takes down Seb with the Greedent Lugia, which I feel like generally, I don't know. Anyone in chat ever actually played the Greedent build of Lugia? Do you actually have like a bigger advantage against Lost Box? Or is it kind of about the same? Except you have Greedent. Which was like, I feel like you can snowball more aggressively against them, obviously, but I feel like it's also your deck's going to be less consistent, right? You're going to be a little bit clunkier. I don't know if someone in chat is a Greedent enthusiast. I do know we have some of them. All right, we got our world champ, Andre, going up against Demetrius. Is that how you pronounce it? Demetrius? I think that's how you pronounce it. Peep the matchup soon. Arc Flying Pikachu for Andre, maybe? Okay, we've got a Lugia Mirror, everyone's favorite. Going into round number... I don't know what round we're in. Round number 3. Wait, no, we're round number... They back-to-back round number 3s? I think they maybe did. Everyone's favorite, Lugia Mirror. Both players starting the Raikou. That's cool. Prize cards. Double Aurora prize for Andre. So if they don't actually run the speed, they can't actually use their Raikou, and they are going first. They do play the speed, though. There it is. You'll appreciate 13-month resub there, Fink. That's the first time I think I've ever seen the speed actually draw cards. I think it is. I'm not 100% sure. It might be the first time. Maybe not. We're cooking, though. Chops from Demetrius. Capping. Grab some Lugia action, probably. Doesn't, like, double Lugia here. With how the start went for Andre, I don't know if you have to stress double Lugia here from... you probably still want to stress it, to be honest. Research, getting ready, double chops. Classic. Does want to find the second Lugia V here. Better safe than sorry. But also, you kind of want Manaphy here as well. It's actually a little bit weird for Demetrius. Like, if you get the Manaphy... If you get the Lugia... Well, if you get the Lugia... If you get the Manaphy... If you get the Lugia... You don't have the Manaphy. If you get the Manaphy... You don't have the Lugia. Goes for the Manaphy. And if you get Manaphy and Lugia, you don't have the bench space for double Archeops. That's awkward. And there's the pass. Does Andre have the knockout on the Lugia? I don't think so. Maybe, though. There's the research. I can't see the hand. We did discard a Chops. It might just see... Andre might just have to Raikou KO the Raikou here of Demetrius. That is like a super inefficient attack. I think a powerful energy did bite the dust there as well there for Andre. I think so. Yo, appreciate the 29 months there. Master Ball Ben. When is dude coming back? After Vancouver. I'm sorry, bringing back the more regular streams with that kind of stuff. Yeah, after Vancouver. Our quick ball away chops for Andre. Does get the double chops here. We're double chopping. That's going to be attack with the Raikou. Could possibly see a Luminion attack. Balls for a Pumpkaboo. Interesting to go for the Pumpkaboo. Actually is curious to go for the Pumpkaboo there. Either the hand has all the other basics that they want, the options up. There's the Guru. So that is what I was going to bring up next. Like, wouldn't you rather have Guru here? Right, there's the double Aurora for Andre. This does mean you can't use Yveltal as Andre anymore, I don't think. I don't think there's a... No, you probably have a Heat or a Hiding. So it is possible, but you need double Aurora off the prize cards from Andre to actually use the Yveltal anymore. Comes second chops. Probably going to load up some energy on the Lug. Yep. The V-Guard and the Powerful. I would definitely say Demetrius isn't not in a terrible spot here, though, to be honest, for sure. Had a cleaner setup. And yeah, already like... Andre's like already not overextending, but like has quite a bit extended, and the prize cards are a little bit awkward. Manaphy push from Demetrius. I think this means looking for an attack with Luminion. Makes sense. Luminion knock out the Raikou, probably re-push up the Manaphy. That does open up the Stoutland play here. Oh, we're going for the capture. This makes sense as well. Ooh, there's the Snorlax. Aggressive Snorlax here from Demetrius. Okay. So Snorlax getting in play aggressively. I do like this. I'm a big fan of the Snorlax. I'm a big Snorlax fan. So Snorlax can get the KO here on the Raikou, and then it puts Andre in a little bit of an awkward spot because you don't want to attack with Archeops, you don't want to attack with Yveltal. That's what's so cool about the Snorlax is none of your attackers line up well into Snorlax how you'd want to from Andre. Now if you have a boss here as Andre, or potentially a Gust KO on the Lugia, that would be fine as well. But that's why Snorlax is so good, because in the Lugia mirror, if you have like a clean setup like Demetrius has here, there's no good attacker for Andre here. If you attack with an Archeops with triple powerful, well, then you lose an Archeops with triple powerful. If you attack with Lugia, you attack with a 2-prizer into a 1-prizer, and that's what this usually forces, actually, on Andre's side. Is you have to attack with a 2-prizer into a 1-prizer, which is just not very efficient. So, yeah, I'm liking Demetrius' spot here in this one. Of course, let's see how it plays out. Lugia mirrors are Lugia mirrors. Andre's going to go for the setup on this Lugia, it looks like. It's 2 more powerful, so that's like all the powerfuls pretty much gone here for Andre. So, you know, this actually opens up like another line here later on potentially for Demetrius in the late game where like when you go, if you end up with like chops on chops action, then Andre's not going to have powerful energy for their chops to KO your chops. I guess you'll have Charizard at the end game though. So there's still the Charizard eventually, but and Charizard's also like not a great attacker into the Snorlax either in the early game because it would cost so much energy. And now there's a 2-prizer in play here for Andre, but going for the boss. So getting aggressive here with the boss, I assume... it's going to be interesting, actually. I assume it's going to go to take out a chops, one of Demetrius' chops here. Actually, I have no clue, to be honest. I don't play enough Lugia Mirror to really, like... What are we KOing here? KO the Yveltal. Yveltal would also seem like a reasonable KO, because then if Demetrius doesn't have... Oh, it goes for the Lugia. Wait, does... Oh, okay. Andre just has... Wait, I'm so confused. What? Did they just scoop? Is that a scoop phase scenario? Do you just scoop there every time? What? Can't you like Yveltal that back and then you're still in the game? Is it Lugia Mirror that simple? Dude, what the heck just happened? Is this how Lugia Mirror goes? Has it evolved so much that everyone just knows when they lose by turn 3? Am I trolling? Like, are they trolling? Is this really where Lugia Mirror has gone? I'm so confused. Why did they just scoop? Do you scoop there? Could Demetrius not use Yveltal that turn? Also, is Demetrius actually up 1 game? I assume so. Oh, they don't have a lot of time left. There's only 14 minutes left. But I feel like Demetrius didn't lose here. Did Demetrius really just lose here? Is the game over? I feel like the game's not over. So I guess it is fair. So Demetrius is up 1-0. They only have 14 minutes left in the round. We're like in the middle of a set here. We came into the middle of a set. So Demetrius is like, all right, I just want to go to game 3 because I think I'll have an advantage. I just don't think Demetrius loses here. I really don't. I don't think Demetrius just loses here. This is actually one of the things about not having the twin in this list. I don't know if Demetrius plays the twin or not. Actually, we could try and pull up some lists here. Let's see if either of these players made day 2. My guess would be yes, but how do you spell Andre's name? All right, Andre did not make day 2. Neither did Demetrius. Okay, my guess would have been both of them would have made day 2, but I guess I'm wrong. Yeah, this is when you like because like a good response here from Demetrius would have been Andre goes boss KO and then you go Snorlax boss KO Luminium before it gets a chance to go back to the deck. And you chase this Lugia down later and you still got a shot. That's why the twin is really nice on the Snorlax as well. But most people don't play the twin. You just like set them up with the but yeah, that I don't know. That feels trolling. I feel like there's still a shot here for Demetrius. Maybe I'm trolling. You know, it's possible I'm trolling. It is possible. I don't play that much Lugia Mirror. Obviously, I don't really play the. This is definitely not Alex and Amy, but let it slide. Yeah, I don't really play a lot of Lugia, so maybe I'm the one who's trolling and they just know. It's possible. All right. Getting into the other game now. It's game 3. Game 3, round 3, second round 3. Take a look at the prize cards here. Stoutland prize. Actually, the prize cards are looking pretty clean. The choice belts prize here, though, from Andre, which is not great. We don't know Andre's exact list. Is it a double choice belt list? Is it not? You know, what is the list? Is the question. Opening hand here from Demetrius looks fine. Got the capture for the Lugia. No chops in the discard pile, but does have a research in the hand. Does have Evolution Incense as well, so could get a chop in the discard pile that way. And here from Andre is just Marnie. Okay. I think there was an Evolution Incense, but I don't think there was a way to discard a chops there. So just Marnie here. Oh, it looks like Andre might also play the Snorlax. I think I saw it in that hand. Maybe I'm wrong. It could have just been the Guru. It was just the Guru. I was wrong. Ooh, no second Lugia. Here we go. This is going to be a big Primate Wisdom. Minion on top. Nope. Not the second Lugia. Goes with the Evolution Incense. I actually don't know if I like that Evolution Incense because there's no way to discard. Oh, I'll take it back. There actually is a way to discard. But it's actually just a really weird discard from Andre now because you got to go Aurora to the active. Discard the chops. But then I guess you have to give up. You have to read the wind away your Lugia V-Star, which it just has to be the Lugia V-Star here, I feel like. Whoa, doesn't actually read the wind there. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know. Actually, cards are good. I don't know. Cards are good. More cards, the better. All right. Demetrius is up. Research, ditch it all. Looking for a knockout on this Lugia this turn. Just got to dig deep for it. I don't know if we're there yet. Ooh, I think Demetrius maybe whiffed here. Evolution Incense for the chops. Quick ball away the chops. I think that's... Is that double chops in the discard pile? That might be just solo chops in the discard pile. I'm going to go for the Guru. Maybe you just get the reach with the Guru if it is double chops in the discard pile. I don't know if it is, though. Goes for a pumpkin. So definitely does not have it here. So Andre survives the turn. 8 minutes left. Powerful to Lugia. And the pass. All right. Andre's feeling pretty good about that. There's the Lugia V-Star from Andre. And then we see the Primate Wisdom here. I don't know what that is putting on top of the deck. Maybe it was a Archeops and then the Marnie. Putting Ultra Ball on top of the deck. Seems pretty good to me. All right. So I think we got it here for Andre. Double chops coming out. Oh, had the chops and the quick ball in the hands. That's really good. Now, double chops online here for Andre. Go ahead and grabs the Manaphy to play around the Raikou. And here come the chops. And we're probably just swinging with Lugia here as Andre. It's not a great trade. You don't really want to swing with Lugia into a Yveltal, but I don't know if we're really doing... I don't know what else you'd really do here. Chop, chop. Double powerful and a V-Guard on the active, making it a little bit harder. You are getting rid of the Yveltal here, so a return knockout from Demetrius is pretty unlikely, to be honest. I guess Charizard Choice Belt. Yeah, I mean, if you get the Choice Belt, I guess you're cooking anyways. Yeah, I actually felt like Demetrius shouldn't have conceded the game 1, to be honest. That's how I feel. I don't know. Or game 2, my bad. All right, Research Grab has the Choice Belt off the rip here as well from Demetrius. So, Choice Belt immediately comes down. Did prize a powerful, but you should be able to do it with 3 powerful, right? Unless I'm... Oh, whoa. I don't know if I like that discard or the attachment now, because now if you draw a powerful here as Demetrius, did not draw a power... A little bit fortunate there, I feel like. Did not draw a powerful. But if you had drawn a powerful there as Demetrius, you wouldn't have been able to actually get the knockout here. So I don't know if I like that attach of the Aurora there, to be honest. Of course, you don't want to run out of energy, but I don't know. I Interesting. Quick ball away on a Lug. Gonna grab another attacking option. Goes for Luminion, so must not have too much in the hand. Here comes the Summoning Star, and then we will see the return knockout. And then over to Andre. Will Andre have the Yveltal return? This is where you go with Yveltal, right? You want Yveltal. Charizard Choice Belt is okay, but I think you want the Yveltal here because you want to save your Charizard to answer the Snorlax as Andre. So you really want Yveltal KO here as Andre. That's ideal. Boom, goodbye. Here comes Manaphy. Draw for turn. No, well, there's no Manaphy in play for Demetrius, but there's also not that great of Raikou targets anyways. So I think Andre is definitely looking to cook with Yveltal this turn. Off the bat with the Primate Wisdom, though. That's not a good sign of a good hand, I feel like. Oh. Quick ball. Okay, but that's a card that finds a Yveltal. Gets rid of a Boss, though. Boss is a good one as well. Is the Yveltal in the deck? Let's count energy as well. Like I said, no real good energy prized for Andre. Like the prize cards are super clean for Andre. A little bit more iffy for Demetrius. But the Demetrius' Yveltal is cooked, so. Powerful to the active. Does look powerful here. This was again where Snorlax is really good. Snorlax swinging into the Yveltal this turn right here. Well, you know what? To be honest, the Luminion is a little bit better of an attacker. I was hyping up my man Lax, but to no avail. This is actually the better play. Get the Luminion off the board. You could push Snorlax here actually as Demetrius. And I think that is what, yeah, Demetrius is going to push the Lax. Could have benched Raikou and pushed that instead. But the Snorlax makes it awkward for Andre to respond. You either have to set up your Charizard with an extra energy, or you have to attack with an Archeops with double powerful. And if you attack with an Archeops with double powerful, then Demetrius will just respond with Charizard or Archeops with double powerful. And then you have one Archeops in play, down 3 powerful at that point, which means your Archeops can't respond to their Archeops. You're kind of in trouble. So the Snorlax actually just being pushed here is pretty good. It's not even attacking. That's how good the Snorlax is. Ultra Ball, Chops, and Dunning. What are they going to go for? There's the Charizard, though, so the Charizard does have to come out here. But that does mean this can still kind of play into Demetrius to respond to Charizard with Charizard, which once again puts Andre on the back foot for the Archeops trade-off. And there's no easy knockouts in play for Demetrius either. There's no Manaphy, there's no Guru, so Chops without Powerfuls aren't really taking knockouts here. The Heat Energy is prized, though, for Demetrius, which means Andre could get the return knockout with just a double powerful Archeops. I almost feel like... Ooh. Oh, they have their own Heat Energy here, though. The Heat Energy actually is a big here for... No, it's not that big, actually, because it's going to be a Charizard response here from Demetrius. And this Charizard will only need 1 energy. But there's no Heat Energy for Demetrius, which isn't great. Actually, no, you could get the KO with the Luminion here. Actually, I take it back. Goes and grabs a Boss. Yeah, you just KO with Luminion here. I forgot about that. Like, Luminion just knocks out... Luminion just knocks out the Zard. I guess then you push your Zard up here as Demetrius. Okay, I like this. We could see Andre go... Andre could respond with their own Luminion. Andre could also go Boss KO Archeops with Archeops, as long as they then had a response to the Charizard on the next turn. So yeah, Andre could go Boss KO Archeops here. As long as they can have a response to the Charizard on the next turn, I could see that being a pretty good play. We'll see what Andre goes for. Could also just go Archeops, knockout... The problem with Archeops knockout Charizard, though, is if you don't have 4 powerful, then it's going to be hard to take a KO. Oh my gosh, Andre is like gassed on energy here. Okay, draw for 2. There's 3 powerfuls down, double Aurora, plus a Heat. So Archeops can't be the response here for Andre. Actually, what can be the response here for Andre? Luminion does get the KO on the Charizard. That is a thing. Demetrius didn't bench any other shenanigans. So Andre's turn 0 here. What if you just like left the... No, leaving the Charizard on the active doesn't sound that good. In my head for a second, I was like, well, maybe. Andre trolled by attaching 3 powerful to the first Lugia. Yeah, maybe could have avoided that. Maybe could have gone with a double turbo instead. Yeah, that's true. I think, yeah, I think you're right, maybe. Andre could have gone with... Andre possibly could have gone with the other play. Okay, here comes an Ultra Ball. It's going to be tough. Luminion is like probably Andre's only response to the Charizard. Then you need to set up something after that that can't be KO'd. So I think Andre needs to also find a Lugia V and go Luminion, knockout Charizard, Marnie, send up Lugia V, and then try and win with Lugia V on the next turn into a V star. Oh, it's just Luminion Pass, though. Hey, Demetrius. Chops coming down. So I'm curious to see what Andre's actually playing for here. What is Andre playing for here? If that was Andre's play, what is the play? Zard is set up. Maybe Andre's just going to send up second Chops next turn and then just hope that Demetrius doesn't have an answer to it. Lugia V gets KO'd by Stoutland. I mean, you got to do something, though. You can't just do nothing. But you have to be able to, like, retreat to the Stoutland as well. You have to get the Stoutland, get 4 energy on it, and retreat the active Chops. Like, you could hope that they don't have attachment for turners. Yeah, I mean, you got to do something as opposed to nothing. This feels like Andre did nothing here. I don't know. I would assume Andre has some kind of play, though. I would assume Andre has some kind of play here. We'll see, though. Second Chops. Is it just Chops pass? It might just be Chops pass, to be honest. All right. Or I guess you go Chops plus Luminion for Marnie, I guess. Reduce the hand size. That Demetrius has a pretty big hand, so. Taking a research, though. And there's Chops. I guess Andre can retreat to Luminion, I guess, this turn. Yeah, Andre can retreat to Luminion this turn and then hope it doesn't get KO'd, I guess. I would assume that's what's happening here. There's the research. But I'm pretty sure Demetrius just has game in hand. We'll see. There's the 7. I don't think it's good enough, though. Yeah, I don't think there's really ever an out for... It has to retreat to the Lugia V, I guess. A little bit beefier. But yeah, the Stoutland is still an option here for Demetrius, potentially. Another Lugia V. Got to play around the escape rope, of course. And pass. Or does Demetrius have it? I assume Demetrius does have it, but we'll see. Just needs to attack with, like, literally anything. Yeah, I think as long as Demetrius has a boss... Okay, here we go again. One more there. Attach. Then boss up. Manaphy retreats. And knock out with the Chops. All right, that's it. That was a interesting game. Yeah, I mean, I guess it worked out for Demetrius to concede. Game 2 super quick. I don't think Demetrius had to concede, but I thought Demetrius still had a shot there, but I guess not. And that was an interesting game 3. A little bit of whiffs back and forth. That's, I mean, Lugia Mirror, I guess. All right, now we get to see game I've been waiting for. Sanders broken new control deck. There was quite a few people. I thought I saw on Twitter that quite a few people actually played this deck, the Dream Ball deck. I don't think any of them made day 2, unfortunately. But I thought I saw that quite a few people actually played the Dream Ball deck. Sanders already getting ready for rotation, playing these Gardevoir decks. All right, here we go. Sander with Gardevoir, Dream Ball. I don't know if I'd call it control or not, but whatever you want to call it. Lays out the prize cards a little bit differently because of Peonia, to make it easier to kind of work with the Peonia. And then Arnie playing Lost Box. So I think the goal in this matchup for Arnie is definitely going to be just get to Sableye and spread a lot of damage in play. I actually don't know what Sanders' win conditions are. I don't actually know what Sanders' win conditions are in this matchup, to be honest. I have no clue. I have no clue. Could not tell you what the win conditions are. Maybe someone in chat knows. Yeah, I'm sure Arnie's going to be looking for maybe some early cram, but then probably trying to get to Sableye as soon as possible. And just start pinging damage in play. KOing. Ooh, already. Got to choose between the Rod and Sableye, but you definitely want to keep the Rod there, I think. I think it's actually a missequence there from Arnie, though, overall, to be honest. And we did see the punish there. You probably should put down the Greninja first and then just use Greninja before using the Comfey there. So I think it was actually a misplay there from Arnie. Should have Greninja'd first, and you would have drawn both those cards. And then between Escape Rope and Dragonite, probably could have given up the Escape Rope off the Comfey. Dragonite, you probably want to keep because you probably have no clue, or not too much of a clue, what the heck Sander's playing. I don't know. Maybe Arnie's got the inside scoop on the deck and actually knows exactly what Sander's trying to cook here, but I would assume that's probably not the case. So Sander's deck is a Dream Ball deck. The attacker is Charizard to like actually activate the Dream Balls. And I believe it does play quite a few Peonia. So your Peonia and... Wait, how does the deck work again? If you take the Dream Ball off the prize cards, you search your deck for a Stage 2 Pokemon and put it on your bench. So I assume there also has to like be... I assume there also has to be Guru in here to actually prep your top deck. That'd be my guess. We'll see, though. We'll see what this cap grabs. Any Pokemon? Dream Ball's any Pokemon? Okay. Get another Ralts, right? Get a knockout. Dream Ball gets Espeon VMAX. Okay, so that's your out here. Is you get the Espeon VMAX. And that protects your board. Okay, interesting. We'll see if it's enough. There is the Guru. Like I mentioned, I think there is going to probably be a Guru in here. Pretty good hand. That's a pretty... Looks like a pretty good opening hand here from Sander, to be honest. It's the Guru. That's going to be the Primate Wisdom, the specific Pokemon you want to get with the Dream Ball back into the deck. I wonder if there's like any... Is there any shenanigans early game attacker for the Lost Box matchup? I mean, Lost Box Pokemon do not have very much HP, so you can like take them down pretty quick. Here comes some Schwizdom. Interesting to get that over a Ralts, to be honest. That actually is interesting, especially with the Love Ball in hand. I would feel like you'd maybe want to say the Love Ball for earlier, but you could have got like a triple Ralts here from Sander. Maybe that's just not as good as I think it is. Goes and gets another Ralts. All right, we're cooking. And then we'll see a Gourmandize here for a couple. Has the Air Balloon in hand as well. Maybe that's why we prioritize the Guru here as Sander. Get the Air Balloon on the Guru. Might just hold it, though. We'll see. And thinking about it. Goes with the Air Balloon on the Ralts, actually, instead. And then go ahead and Gourmandize for 3 or 4 here. Yeah, the goal is to draw a prize card as Sander at some point. Sooner than later. Oh, you could theoretically play a Moltres in this deck, right? You could play a Moltres, because you do play Magma Basin, I'm pretty sure, here as Sander. Interesting choices there from Arnie. Gives up the Drapion. I don't know if I love that. But I guess, yeah, you probably don't need it in this matchup. I was like trying to think if you'd ever want it. And like I said, we're trying to get to Sableye as soon as possible here from Arnie. Once again, Arnie not using Greninja first. Definitely want to see Greninja first. Just is optimal to grow Greninja first if you're going to Greninja. And I think you're always going to Greninja here as Arnie. You want to dig for cards. Have we seen a Colress here? No, Arnie did use a Colress, right? Or am I tripping? Escape Rope here. I like the Escape Rope here. Want to hit that, get a Cram hit ideally. Escape Rope pushes Guru. Now the Cram won't KO the Guru, but that's kind of fine. You just get that hit in there ideally, and then you're kind of cooking from there. You'll appreciate the 14-1-3 sub there, Flying High. And the 50-1-3 sub there, Ice Stark. Primate Wisdom. Where are the Crams, though? No Crams for Arnie. Gonna go ahead and attach to a Greninja here. Option a Greninja to do some spread damage next turn. Even this turn, potentially, I guess it could have happened. Arnie could have gotten double KO on the Ralts, which would have been pretty good to shut down the draw power from Sander. Sander is wasn't feeling too scared of it, though. I think there's only one in the loss zone from Arnie off the rip there. And now I'm sure he's going to probably be prioritizing Manaphy here as well. No, prioritizes Charizard. Gonna get the Manaphy off the capture, maybe? Okay, Manaphy off the capture. Yeah, the Zard is getting set up already. But if Arnie doesn't KO anything, like, this is the thing with this matchup, though. If Arnie just, like, spreads damage... It doesn't KO anything. I don't know. But I guess eventually the Charizard will attack, right? You're threatening like, okay, if you don't take any prize cards, my Charizard will attack eventually. But what if Arnie just like puts 4 on Charizard and is only threatening the knockout on Charizard the turn before it attacks, and then just like kind of spreads damage to everything else. And then Sander has to like reset up the Charizard. I don't know how many shenanigans Sander has in the deck to set up the Charizard, but I think that's probably how Arnie should approach this matchup is spread damage to everything and then kind of threaten the knockout on... Spread damage to everything and kind of threaten the knockout on the Charizard right before it attacks. And then knock it out. It's got some Dream Balls and a Pal Pad hitting the prize cards from Sander after the Peonia use. So the Dream Balls are set up. We just need to take a knockout here from Sander. That's the goal now. Comfy number 1. Once again, before... Definitely got a loss on the Heavy Ball. See, this is why checking your prize cards is so important. Oh, the Heavy Ball take is so bad here from Arnie because there's only a Manaphy prize. I don't think Manaphy matters in this matchup. So this is a terrible trade-off here from Arnie. This is why you check your prize cards. Love to see Arnie getting punished here. I'm not going to lie. Nothing important prized. In fact, you maybe just want to leave the Manaphy in the prize card just in case Sander does Roxanne or Marnie U. So, I'm not going to lie. You'd love to see the punish here. Now you don't have a Colress return here, I believe, as Arnie. So, and also hasn't used Greninja yet. You want to open up with the Greninja. I don't know what kind of build Arnie is playing, though, so maybe he doesn't want to run out of energy. So I could see... Gets bailed out, though. Finds a Colress. All right. You don't love to see that. We prefer to see the punish. Oh, okay. Super good Colress there. They're the crams. There they've been hiding. Found them finally. Might just end up with a cram punch here from Arnie. I think you definitely want to keep the Guru trapped in the active. He's thinking about using Greninja now, it looks like. I don't think you're using Greninja as like an attacker in this matchup. You definitely want to get to 10. I think Arnie could have maybe got to 10 and actually attacked with Sableye this turn. No Sableye in the hand, though. That's right. We lost it earlier in the game. Arnie did get punished on that one earlier. There's a Primate Wisdom. Still not using Greninja this turn. I think that's fine. I don't know. You should really want to get into the Sableye as soon as possible. So I wouldn't have hated, like, going back into another Comfey. But the 110 damage is pretty good. All right. Sanders loading up the Zard. And there is... Okay, and there is a Marnie. Okay. They're trying to take away Sanders' Marnie or something. I don't know what was going on. All right, there's the Marnie. Fresh 5 for Sander. Ideally, probably looking for another Curlia here. And this might actually stop Arnie from actually getting to a Sableye on the 3rd turn here. I mean, turn 2 Sableye's tough. Arnie almost got there, though, with 9 in the Lost Zone. Yeah, Arnie almost got to that turn 2 Sableye. I believe that would have been turn 2. But turn 3 Sableye might be tough here as well for Arnie with that Marnie happening. Marnie for Arnie. All right, there was a make do. Or not a make do. It's basically a make do. A refinement. Now I'm calling it make do instead of trade. There was a trade from Sander. Let's call them all trade. Trade from Sander. Now we get the Primate Wisdom. Will we find a second Curlia for Sander? No, just a pass. Isn't able to move the Guru either. A net, Air Balloon, and an energy here for Arnie. Arnie's close to using Sableye. This will get him to 10. And there's what a draw. That's literally everything that they need. Sableye coming down. Energy to Sableye. Air Balloon to the active. But where will Arnie put the damage? Like I said, I want to see 4 on Charizard. And then spread the rest out. I want to see 4 on Charizard and spread the rest out. Don't take any prize cards as Arnie. I don't think you want to draw prize cards here and give Sander the Zard. So... Alright, so I want to see 4 on Zard. I think Arnie is going to KO the Manaphy here. My question would also be, like, does Sander have another way to take prize cards? What I'd be curious about. 5 and KO. Ooh, all right. Does KO the Manaphy. I don't hate the KO on the Manaphy. It does set up for potential Greninja play next turn to KO Curlia and Ralts. That's pretty good. But like I said, I think you just want to leave as much damage in play as possible and just go 4 to Zard. Threaten the knockout on that. So whenever Sander threatens the attack with it, you just knock it out the turn before. And then you spread some damage everywhere else. You can KO the Manaphy later, I feel like. You can just KO the Manaphy later. All right, level ball from Sander. Finally going to see second Curlia hitting the field. That's been, I think, a little bit unfortunate for Sander to have not set up a second Curlia at this point, to be honest. Yeah, I think a little bit unlucky from Sander for sure. What is the win con? Like, once you set up, what is the win con for Sander's deck, though, once you set up? Once you set up the Espeon, what is the win con in Sander's deck? I actually still don't know what the win condition is against Lost Box. Like, once you set up Espeon VMAX to stop Sableye from spreading damage, what is your win condition after that? Do you have a win condition after that? There has to be a win condition after that, but what is it? All right, Bird Keeper into the Curlia. Get some more cards. There's the Regigigas V-Star in the... I don't know what matchup that's for either. Maybe you see with that. The Some wisdom happening. Taking prizes with Zard, I think. So you just like attack it over and over again with Zard. Interesting. So if Arnie just gets far enough ahead on the prize trade, the Zard strategy just doesn't work, right? Because like, if Arnie just draws enough prize cards, then you just win the game. Attack with Greninja. Snorlax KO Zard. Another capture here from Sander. Gets the Manaphy back into play. But the Zard's under threat now. So now Arnie can KO the Zard. Yeah, now Arnie can KO the Zard before the Zard KOs you. See. Magma Basin. So Zard's attacking this turn. Sander got there. Fire. Okay. Zard gets the knockout. Dream Ball becomes the Espeon VMAX. I still don't see how this wins, though. Yeah, I still don't see how this is going to win. Because Zard's going to get knocked out next turn. Like, by the Greninja at the very least. Or ideally a Cram probably for Arnie. Yeah, Cram swinging here. Okay, knockout. Dream Ball. Play Dream Ball. Dream Ball gets... I mean, I assume that's beyond VMAX, but there's some other targets in here. Beyond VMAX. Okay. Once again, I don't see this... I don't see how you win the prize trade from here on out, though. Let's see, though. Sure, Arnie's just going to be digging for a Cram here. How's a boss? Is thinking about boss, maybe? Ooh, could boss the Espeon? I would just take the knock on the active with a Cram if you could here as Arnie, I think. Save the boss for later. Ooh, the Recycler and a Water. Recycler's pretty good. The Water. Has a Cram in hand. Has the boss. I was thinking about using the boss. I don't think I like this boss use here. I don't like the boss. But boss KO on the Manaphy, I'm not against that, to be honest. But I think you should Cram KO the active here first. Remove that threat from play. Just KO the active here with Cram, I think, for sure, from as Arnie. Gonna Raihan here to dig a little bit deeper, it looks like. I think there was a Cram in the hand for Arnie there. There might not have been, to be honest. Line up the Rod. Goes for the Rod grab. So it's feeling a little bit short on resources, I guess. Or is maybe trying to attack with Sableye this turn? Sableye, Lightning, Psychic. Okay. Sure. I don't know why Arnie's stressing the Sableye this turn. Or stressing the Rod this turn. Does play 2 Raihan as well, actually. One's now used. They're in the prize cards. Probably no Birdkeeper. Has the boss. Probably doesn't play Roxanne either. Okay, there's the Cram. Thinking about the capture. Already attached return, though, I believe, to the Greninja. Yeah, I mean, I like this. Cram knockout. Arnie seemed pretty hesitant about this play, but I don't know. It seemed pretty good to me. Now the real question is, all right, where does Sander go from here? What's the plan? Well, doesn't Espeon do damage for all of your energy in play? So I guess Sander could attack with Espeon. I don't know if Sander plays Psychic Energy, though. I wish I'd let him cook and see what happens. Oh, I guess another way Sander can, like, set up his art aggressively is through the Guardy's ability, where the Guardy, like, attaches energy from the top deck, right? All right, I'm so interested to see how this breaks down. There's the Gardevoir. Gets 2. So it does play 2 Gardevoir. This is what I'm most curious about. Is like once you get to this point. What does Sander do? Is there a hard line of play that you go for? Did you attack with Gardevoirs in this matchup? What is it? What does he attack on Gardevoir? I don't even know what the attack on Gardevoir does. Isn't it 60 plus 30 for each psych? No, what is the attack on Gardevoir, actually? I don't know what the attack on Gardevoir does. I think it might be a little bit better. I think it might be okay, actually. Gets rid of Dusknoir, Dream Ball, and Ralts. Gets the second Gardevoir, though. So has hella draw power. Like, that's one thing Sander is cooking with. Sander has hella draw power. But I don't know if the draw power actually leads... So I don't know if this leads to anything. What does this lead to? Sander's like, I've done it. I've used my Dream Ball. I'll concede. Like... Retreat to Snorlax and pass. Just tank some cram hits, it looks like, is the plan here for Sander. Fire energy to the Manaphy so it can't get Sableye. There's the pass. Okay. I mean, just punching here as Arnie seems fine to me. Arnie also plays the Dragonite, so the Dragonite will be able to, like, kind of swing through anything at some point. I don't know how aggressive Arnie needs to be here, though. Just a Primate Wisdom. Yeah, Primate Wisdom swing just seems fine to me. I don't know. Just, yeah, punch. I don't hate it. You're giving Sander a ton of time potentially to work with, though. You got to know that Sander plays some count of Scoop Up Net. Escape Rope, Scoop Up Net, Choice Belt, Regigigas, like, it's crazy out here. All right. What, I mean, what's the play? All right, Peonia again. Uh-oh. Dream Ball just probably wants the Palpad, I would assume. I would assume we're just looking for the Palpad here. Get rid of the Choice Belt. I don't... There's a Dragonite there for Arnie, though. Might regret that Choice Belt discard. We'll see. Or put back. And is it a pass? All right, there's the pass. I think the one thing Arnie should try and set up here is the Zamazenta as soon as possible. Has the boss in hand once again. What's the Heavy Ball on top of the deck? I don't know why we haven't burned that yet. You don't know if Sander plays... I mean, you saw Sander play a Marnie. I like the Sableye bench. I'd like the Zam to be benched here as well, because both the Greninja and the Zam KO Zard. So, not Zard. No, Zard. Not Zard. What am I trying to say? Both of them KO Zard? Yeah, both of them KO Zard. Yeah, Zard. That's what I'm talking about. I also want to hate to see a Sableye play here from Arnie. Knock out the active. Set up some damage on the Espeon to get KO'd by the Dragonite, to be honest. I think that would be a pretty good play. Okay. I assume now we're going to see something from Sander, but we'll see. Is now the time that Sander actually makes a play? Maybe Sander can, like, attack with Charizard plus Roxanne. Maybe that's the play, is you attack with Charizard plus Roxanne. But the Greninja's on the bench ready to go to respond to a Charizard. So, like... Sander's just going to keep digging. I just want to know what he's digging for. I assume we'll find out eventually here. Is it just going to be a pass again? No. Think about using the other... Hasn't used that second Gardevoir yet, so I can't imagine you ever don't use this Gardevoir. It'd be interesting to not use it. Is that a deck out from Sander? I'd be curious to know if there's any cards left in Sander's deck. Rod. Okay. Charizard, Snorlax. That is it. Nope. Charizard, Drapion. That is it. Nope. Charizard, Snorlax. Okay. Got some poke in there. We could see a Charizard attack here from Sander. What is that? Oh my, what does it do? What does it do? What does it lead to? I don't know. I assume grab Charizard here, and not the Snorlax. Here comes the Magma Basin. Takes 2. But like I said, there's the response of the Greninja on the bench here for Arnie. Attach return with another Fire Energy. Not sure what was just played there. Oh, we have the boss KO on the Greninja here. Okay, okay. Maybe we are cooking. Maybe. We probably have the Zam response here, though, from Arnie. I'd assume so. Here's the KO. How many more Zard attacks does Sander have here? There's the Zam in the hand. There's a Recycler in the hand as well. Well down. Dragonite to hand. Dragonite's also an attacker that can be utilized at some point. There's a Mirage Gate. Okay. But is there actually any energy? Oh, there's a Training Court as well. Okay, so the attack should be possible here. Arnie. The question is, what attacker do you want to use? Probably, I don't know. I think Arnie could have actually set up for the... Arnie could have had... If Arnie had Sableye last turn, could have set up for the Dragonite play for this turn and just won the game, to be honest. I think Arnie should have like put a little bit more pressure on the field of Sander. Right, because you could have Sableyed the Espeon, right? Yeah, you could have Sableyed Espeon. I think Arnie could have put a little bit more pressure on the field here. Oh, plays the gate off the rip. Just goes for it. So we're not doing any of the big plays. Arnie is attacking with Sableye here. But this makes you think Arnie is like realizing that play now. So I'm assuming that's what Arnie's looking for here, is that play now. Is Arnie's going to look for set up the Espeon to die to Dragonite and then set up the Charizard to get KO'd by Cram. So that way you can just go Sableye this turn, Cram next turn. Sableye this turn, set up the Zard, plus set up the Espeon to get KO'd by the Dragonite. Is gonna be my guess here as to what's happening. Okay, boom. 6/6. Oh, but doesn't even set up the Zard to get KO'd by the Cram. Interesting. I don't know. I feel like we could have set up the Zard to get KO'd by Cram. I feel like that was like a pretty good play. Because who knows how many more Zards Sander can even make, right? Like, who knows how many more Zards it's even possible for Sander to make. I would assume not a ton. Escape Rope. I mean, Cram seems like a fine send-up here to me. Escape Rope was... I guess you need the reset here on the Zard from Sander, though, for sure. Can't set up Zard because of Espeon? Oh, you're right. Yeah, I'm trolling. Never mind. You can't set up Zard because of the Espeon. Okay. True. Very true. Very true. Don't mind me. All right. Well, game is set up here for Arnie. If you can put together the Dragonite play, which of course Sander doesn't know that Arnie plays the Dragonite, but it's possible it's there. I think we're just gonna see a Marnie or a Roxanne here though from Sander. Yep, there's a Roxanne. All right, here we go. Roxanne. We'll see if Arnie... It's going to be hard for Arnie to draw back into the combo, to be honest. It'll be pretty difficult. It's possible it will be tough. All right, 2 cards. We'll have some time to get there, though, because Sander does have 4 prize cards left, and I don't know how often Sander can reset the Charizard. I'm actually surprised Sander didn't bench the Gigas V before Roxanning. Although I don't know how many cards left Sander had. I'm assuming we'll see the Gigas V get benched this turn, though. But then it could get Sableyed, I guess. I feel like you want the ability... What does Gigas' V-Star do again? It discards one of your opponent's bench Pokemon? Yeah, my assumption would be that you'd want the Gigas in play now. Have the option of it next turn. Because Arnie is starting to run out of bench Pokemon. Such a weird deck. I don't know if there's any energy left for Sander to put on the Gigas to protect it from Sableye, though. Alright, there's a knockout on the Cram. Comfy up. Did get a Colress, so it's possible Arnie can set this play up in 2 turns. Here's a Colress. We're looking for Trading Court, Mirage Gates, Recycler. Ooh, there's a Roxanne as well there for Arnie. That could be good. I want to see Primate Wisdom first here, so you don't you don't get a bad... Well, we could just see the Roxanne get played this... Oh no, we Colress into the Roxanne here. Gets rid of the Comfy instead of retreating to Comfy. Actually, that's interesting. I think I would like to have seen the retreat to Comfy here. Primate Wisdom to throw the boss on top, it looks like. We're getting close here for Arnie. Not quite there, though. Retreat into Sableye. Sableye can KO the Gardevoir. Would get him the Ordinary Rod. Ordinary Rod doesn't seem that important, but... I assume we're KOing Gardevoir here. Well, I don't even know how much HP Gardevoir has. Maybe it is... Oh, just 12 to the Espeon. Okay. I mean, that does open up more outs for the boss, I guess, from Arnie, right? So maybe it does make sense. Why hasn't Arnie benched the Zamazenta yet? I think Arnie's kind of trolling for not benching Zam here. wonder if Sander has any energy left to like protect their Pokemon. Appreciate the 9-month resub there, Ultra. Yeah, I guess you have more options with the boss now. It doesn't have to be from... You could like eventually get to the point where Cram KOs Espeon, I guess. Yeah, you could eventually get to the point where Cram KOs Espeon. Checking out the Gardevoir did seem reasonable as well, but I guess it depends how many cards Sander has left in deck. Because if Sander can just like draw the whole deck with one more Gardevoir use, then it doesn't really matter. Sander's gonna have to make an action here sometime soon, though. There's like nothing in the hand. Oh, there's a Thornton. Okay, there is a Thornton. So you could see Thornton into the Regigigas. There's a Quick Ball in hand as well. Could see Scoop Up Net on Manaphy and then shuffle the energy back into the deck. Scoop Net on the Charizard. Send up the Gardevoir. Okay, this will potentially give an attack with this. You need another energy for the Zard, though. Quick Ball the Zard. So I guess... Wait, what is happening here? Oh, Thornton Manaphy into Charizard. Okay, that's kind of sick. Thornton Manaphy into Charizard. Okay, Zard's attacking again. And it's possible to get... You have one more energy you could shuffle into the deck now with the Ordinary Rod. Alright, that is pretty sick, to be honest. Okay, retreat to Zard. And then Zard is getting another knockout here. Going down to 2 prize cards left for Sander. Definitely running out of resources. There's the KO. I think we're going to have to see, like, the... Not sure what the question was there. They still have 4 minutes left. All right. Are we good? I have no clue as to what the... It didn't seem like anything was going bad. Okay, so we have the Roxanne here from... I think we're going to want to see the Roxanne here from Arnie. We'll see. Starts with the Comfey. Has the gate. Is very close. Actually, might just have the play, to be honest. Oh, I think does have the play here, yeah. Yep. Lightning, Metal. Metal from the... Yep, and here is the boss on the Espeon. Yeah, all right. Arnie gets it up in the end. It kind of felt like it was going to go that way the whole time. It definitely feels like this deck does not have a great Lost Box matchup, like, at all. Yeah, usually just feels like this deck does not have a great Lost Box matchup at all. I think Sander even just conceded there as well. It was possible, like, for Sander to maybe win game 2. Like, you get, like, a really fast Charizard. Like a turn 2 Charizard. If you, like, turn 1 Magma Basin plus attach, turn 2 Magma Basin plus attach. It has to be, like, a turn 3 Charizard. And Arnie would have to have, like, Lone Pokemon Pass in a Lost Box deck, which is, like, almost impossible. Yeah. I guess. All right, chat. That's going to have to do it for me, though. I have to head off. I'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna hopefully do a little bit. I'm gonna start the stream a little bit earlier. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna continue VOD reviewing Bochum regionals. And then we'll probably VOD review. I kind of want to watch the Japan tournament, to be honest. And maybe Knoxville. I'm not sure. We'll definitely finish Bochum for sure. And then I don't know about the other 2, to be honest. Knoxville is the one I'm like least would be least excited to do. So maybe we won't do Knoxville. Appreciate 34 months there, Fee-Man. But we'll definitely be taking a look at some of the Japan tournament, I think, for sure. I want to, so I think we're going to do that. Yo, what's up, Jesse? But that's the plan, chat. I'm out of here for now. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully starting the stream a little bit earlier than I did today. And I'm going to be back to uploading to YouTube, streaming as well every day except Monday or any days that I'm traveling. Let me try and find... Is anyone else streaming PTCG? Oh. Raid Gargalon? Yeah, we could raid Gargalon. That's fine. Fine with that. All right, chat. I'm gonna go ahead and send you over to Gargalon. They're streaming. He spelled Gargalon. Streaming their tournament. Send you all over there. Have a good one, chat. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully starting up a little bit sooner. Continuing our Bochum Regionals VOD review. And yeah, have a good one. Peace.